welcome back to Rebel Stadium. I'm Frank Hoffman here with Jim Nars and Bill Nars, and we're just moments of getting this big game underway. As we talk to the coaches, Jim, we're talking about that crowd filing in. They're just about here now as both sides of this stadium getting awfully full. In the next 15 minutes before kickoff, it'll be even fuller for this big game with Neville and West Monroe the first time in 9 years.
No question it's going to be a capacity crowd. Probably will be an overflow crowd. And right now the weather is certainly it's far. It's nice. It's cool. It's not raining. In fact, it's just perfect in terms of conditions out there right now.
If we can just get it to stay that way.
Well, maybe it will.
As always, and certainly hoping it to stay that way, will be Bill Nars on the sidelines. Teresa Flooring, your professional decorating consultant, always there for all you need. Just go to Bill right now on Teresa Flooring sideline report. Bill?
Well, guys, what I wanted to do was talk to the officials about, the rules have changed this year with the weather. So what will happen is, and we hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, if lightning strikes, if an official sees a lightning bolt, the game will be suspended right there. Play will be suspended. There'll be 30 minutes from that lightning bolt, if you will, from that time. 30 minutes, teams will go to their respective dressing areas, which I don't know where West Monroe would go, but they'll go to their I guess right now on this side. They'll go to their respective dressing areas for 30 minutes. Now, if lightning strikes again within that 30 minutes, they restart that 30-minute clock. And, of course, then if it just continues on, it's up to the officials whether to suspend the game. I asked him about a final outcome if they did suspend it, and he wanted to confer with somebody else. I don't know if that meant he didn't know but I couldn't get a word on that part of it. But we could very well see lightning here, and if that happens, we'll suspend play. It'll be picked up in 30-minute intervals if lightning continues. But if it only happens once, it'll be 30 minutes. We'll come back and we'll play from scrimmage wherever it left, where it was left off.
Bill, you're obviously talking about lightning, not rain. Of course, the rain
That's
can come down all it wants to. And, of course, the artificial turf certainly helps that situation as far as the rain goes.
Sure. And I saw, another thing that we've seen from time to time, even with our own kids, footing gets a little more difficult on this turf as moisture, and precipitation builds. A lot of Neville kids, when they started running their offensive set, took their whole team across, and, as they do, they try to hide and make. As they were warming up, a lot of kids going out into the patterns as they were making their cuts, were slipping down. They were scrambling. Managers were scrambling to try to find different cleat sizes, and so they're going to have some adjustments too. I don't know that they played on turf here. Do we have the turf in 2000? I mean, I'm not sure that Neville has ever played here on this turf. I don't know.
I'm not sure. You remember, Jim?
Well, that was during your tenure.
Yeah, I'm not sure when this turf came in, though.
But anyway,
I don't think we had it in 2000.
I don't think we did, and so they're having to make some adjustments of their own. And of course, certainly, if it does rain, then in talking to some of the Neville coaches, that could put them in a bind as to what they want to do game plan wise. In other words, it makes them more of a one-dimensional team rather than one that can spread it out. I heard your interview with Coach Arledge, and he likens this team to Evangel. He said that Wednesday night on Inside Rebel Football. I hope they're not that good. I know they're pretty good, but I know Evangel was pretty doggone good. So, I think the weather will certainly play a part one way or the other here.
Neville quarterback Taylor Birch has already committed, Jim, as we commented earlier, that he's committed to Louisiana Tech, and they're going to let him play football and baseball. He's a pitcher in baseball.
He's a good one. Does he pitch? I also played center field, I know. Because Tim O'Neill, of course, coaches at Neville High School, and he got him back late last year in the baseball season, and he really missed him. A big bat. I think he bats left-handed, but I saw him play some center field, and he can really cover some ground.
I may be wrong about the pitching. He has a great throwing arm in football. Maybe I just assumed he was a pitcher.
In fact, that's Tim O'Neill grabbing my headset.
I guess we can ask him about that, about Taylor Birch and his baseball. Does he also pitch?
He's a center fielder, isn't he?
Right. Pitches a little bit. Thinking about using him as a pitcher this year, huh, Coach? Okay, the crowd continues to file in. We're going to tell you to get ready for West Monroe and Neville. We're going to be back with the game broadcast from Rebel Stadium right after these messages.
Now.
Rebel Stadium. We're right back here at Rebel Stadium. I'm Frank Hoffman here by Jim Norris in the press box, Bill Norris on the sidelines, and the excitement mounting for this football game as Neville and West Monroe square off for the first time since 2000. Jim, we talked a good bit about this Neville team, and it's an outstanding team. But the Rebels have an outstanding team in their own right. As you mentioned, ranked number 22 in the National USA Today poll. Ranked number 1 in Louisiana 5A football. There have been some great teams at West Monroe. We've watched all those teams down through the years, and this one could go down in that same kind of history.
Well, people have talked about this team primarily because of its defense. This defensive unit has the chance to be really, really good. Of course, they're not there yet. They've got to learn to play a little harder according to their coaches, play hard each and every play, and continue to improve and get better. But the components are in place for this defense to be pretty good. Of course, the old thing is defense wins championships, and I think that's true. This year for West Monroe, they have a chance to go a long way.
You know, when you talk about the defense, Coach Arledge always wants to start up front. And when you look across that front for West Monroe, it is a very impressive group.
Well, it is, and that's where their strength is. That's where their depth is this year. Last year it was probably at the linebacker position. This year it's up front. You've got Chuck Hunter coming back at defensive tackle. He's slimmed down. He's 6'1", 280. Went about 295 last year, but he couldn't finish a lot of the games. And so I think Chucky's in better shape, and boy, when he's up in the game, there are not too many guys better than him. And of course, Jordan Allen, he's the guy that gets all the publicity. 6'6", 265 pounds, and deservedly so. He is really, really good. And Coach Arledge said today, Jordan Allen has to play well tonight for West Monroe to win. But, you know, a guy that's often overlooked at the other end, 5'11", 225, 30 pounds, is Tyler Bordeaux. He's been playing there for the last couple of years. One of the most solid technical players he's ever had on the defensive line. He might be a little bit nicked up for tonight's game, but he is an important cog as well. And then, of course, Chase Gonzalez, another undersized defensive tackle, but he has a motor that never stops.
And as you mentioned, there's some good young for these guys, and one not so young, senior Rick Sanders, who plays all in there as well. And then you got these defensive ends like James McGovern and Terrell Nathan. So, yeah, up front, the Rebels are awfully strong.
And last year they went with the 3-5. You know, they had the 3 down line with the 5 linebackers. This year, because of that strength up front, they're going back to that 4-man defensive line. Sometimes you might even see 5 defensive linemen. But you're right, Rick Sanders will go either way at those defensive tackle positions. Extremely strong young man, and they really have high hopes for Terrell Latham. 6'4", 230 pounds. Jordan Allen's freshman power clean record by a lot. And this young man is strong, talented, and his partner on the other end is sophomore James McGovern. And as you mentioned, the future is bright for West Monroe at the defensive end slot.
You know, the linebackers are new, but talent there. Jonathan Tyson in the middle. Kyle Pizzolatto, who did a great job as a special team player during his undergraduate years. And Ty Neville moving from defensive end back to linebacker, playing all the way. So that's the linebacking trio, and backed up by some good players, including Dino Casola.
And Dino Casola's a sophomore. They're really high on, but they lost everybody. They lost all their linebackers. Kiki Mingo is a name that comes to mind first of all, but you had Blake Cruz starter at that inside position. They lost Omar Sadecki, David Ely, Blaze Thomas. So all of their linebackers are gone. And so Jonathan Tyson, Ty Noel, Pizzolatto, those young men along with Casola need to step up this year. Positions, and they've really solidified things. Back there along with him is Jacob Tyson, one of those super sophomores. We'll see a lot of number 38, Jacob Tyson, 6'1", 210 pounds. The corner position, a little bit up in the air. J.D. Brown, J.D. Brown, as he likes to.
Tonight, we welcome our guests from Monroe. They're the Tigers of Neville High School. Captains for Neville, number 14, Charles Blade, and number 33, Corey Santanero. Captains for the Rebels tonight, number 4, Terrence Kendrick, number 68, Andrew Bryan, and number 99, Jordan Allen. The Rebels have won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. Kickoff and begin the game defending the east end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the invocation and national anthem. Presenting the colors tonight are members of the West Monroe High School Louisiana 61st Cadet Squadron Falcon Honor Guard. Presenting the American flag is Cadet Captain Austin Branham. Presenting the Louisiana flag is Cadet Major Clayton Russell. The Rifle Guards tonight are Cadet Captain Ed Thomas and Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Kendarius Talton. In remembrance of the fallen soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, and those still missing in action while serving our great country, Cadet Major Josh Linkus presents the POW MIA flag. Tonight, we especially remember those Americans who lost their lives 8 years ago in the attack on our country and their family. Giving our invocation tonight is Miss Julianne Tippin, a senior Rebel cheerleader.
Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us all to be out here tonight. Please be with each and every player and keep them safe and let them participate good sportsmanship, and let us all have a good, safe drive home tonight. And please remember all of the families who lost their loved ones in 9/11. Thank you, dear Lord.
Now our national anthem.
He will kick it off for the West Monroe Rebels, and the Neville West Monroe game will be underway from Rebel Stadium. Jeremy Runner and Rico Pollard, the deep guys for the Neville Tigers, approaching the football. Benson kicks it high. Is going to be fielded at about the 16-yard line by Runner. Back across the 20. Runner's going out to the 25 and be knocked down about the 27-yard line. So Jeremy Runner with a kickoff return for the Tigers. He'll advance it beyond the 25 to the 27-yard line, where Tommy Noel is there in the tackle for the Rebels. It's Neville's football. First down and 10, Jim, as we get it away in this Neville-West Monroe game at Rebel Stadium.
You know, the first guy down the field was Chase Gonzalez. He made the initial contact, couldn't wrap up the runner. But, you know, that's your defensive tackle down there covering kicks. Also number 41 in the ball game for West Monroe. I don't have him on my roster. We'll try to figure out who he is.
We'll check that as quickly as we can. Taylor Birch back in a shotgun formation. Quarterback takes the ball and rolls right. First down, pass away, way down the field. It is overthrown and incomplete. A man was down there. Brandon Calhoun had a step on the West Monroe defender, but the pass just passed is outstretched fingertips and incomplete. Bring it back to the Neville 27-yard line. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go there for the Tigers.
And that was almost 6. Chucky Hunter applying the pressure, but he didn't get there in time, and that time just ran a little crossing route. He was a far receiver to the right, and kind of a little pick play, if you will, but he was wide open. Man-to-man coverage for West Monroe.
Quarterback Taylor Birch again in the shotgun formation. Has one running back, Rico Pollard, back there with him. Before the snap of the football, though, the officials are stepping in to stop play for some particular reason. There's a timeout. There is for Neville. The Tigers have asked for a timeout. That didn't take long. We played well. 44 seconds into the game. Timeout on the field, and we'll be back. It's West Monroe nothing and Neville nothing. Here we go. Back at Rebel Stadium, the Tigers wanted to talk about something, Jim, and asked for that quick timeout.
Must not have been in the right formation. And rather than run a play, is this the old pistol formation here?
I think it is. Pretty tight formation up in the offensive line. Everybody out and pretty close as Birch gets it, pitches out. Has Pollard running to the right side. He's out to the 30 and knocked down just across the 30-yard line is Rico Pollard. Just took a pitch from his quarterback, Taylor Birch, and ran right. Sammer Maishu is there for the Rebels as they meet him right along. In fact, they'll say the 30-yard line. The gain is 3 yards on that running play for Pollard to make it third down and 7 now for the Tigers on the first possession of this game.
Good job by Sammer to turn that play in where he got some help from the safeties and the linebacking core. Robert Lay not starting this football game. He's been under the weather. And so Jacob Tyson, the sophomore, in the ball game replacing him.
Tigers in a gun. Taylor Birch, their 6'3", 220-pound quarterback, is back to throw the football and firing it to the near sideline and threw it into the Rebel bench and incomplete. Intended for Brandon Calhoun, but he was just getting rid of the football. Nobody open. Good coverage, Jim, in the Rebel secondary, and Neville will punt the football. And good pressure that time from both Tyler Burdo and Chucky Hunter on the same side.
Great pressure by those two defensive linemen. They only rushed 4, I believe, that time, Bill, but great coverage in the secondary.
Well, it was Chucky Hunter, guys, that applied the pressure, and Birch didn't have time for that pattern to develop. He was trying to throw the out pattern. He just had to throw it away. He kept it any longer, he would have been in trouble.
Reagan Wise is back to punt the football as the Tigers are 3 and out, and the Rebels will send Tyler Kane deep as a return man. West Monroe about to get the football for the first time in the game. Here's the punt. Nice punt by Wise, and Kane at his own 27 comes to the near side 30. Tyler Kane back to the 35 and moves out to the 38-yard line. He'll be knocked down there. Oh, no, a little shorter than that. Actually, about the 33-yard line will be the point where Tyler Kane will go down, and the Rebels will take it for the first time tonight. Tyler Buford made the tackle for Neville, and first down West Monroe, its own 33-yard line as they move from right to left. Opening quarter of the football game, Jim, the Tigers 3 and out. The Rebels get the football for the first time.
Yeah, but the Rebels dodged a bullet on the first play from scrimmage. The Tigers had a chance to score 6. And overthrown pass by Taylor Birch to Calhoun.
The Rebel quarterback is Turner, takes a deep snap and runs the ball straight at the gut and gets very little, maybe a yard out near the 34-yard line. Out of the shotgun with Turner that time and picks up a yard to the 34-yard line where the Rebels have second down and 9 yards to go.
He mishandled the shotgun snap just a little bit, but no running room inside. That time a run blitz by senior linebacker Johnny Dennis, and he plugged the hole in a hurry.
Cody Stone comes wide to the left side of the football field. Deion Fowler goes right. I backfield behind quarterback Paul Turner now. The Rebels in a traditional pro I run the option. Give it inside to the fullback. He's going to be hit as he crosses the 35 and the 36-yard line. A couple of yards in heavy traffic for the Rebel fullback, Notorious Powell that time. And he'll bull his way for a couple to the 36, where it's 3rd down and 7 for the Rebels.
Tyler Kane lost his shoe, so he's coming out of the ball game. And Bubba Reeves is in there right now. Powell is out, and it looks like Tashadi Talton will be the tailback.
Quarterback Paul Turner will be down in the center. A long running back behind him is Tashadi Talton, as Jim just mentioned. 3rd and 7 Rebels, their own 36-yard line. A fake by Turner, back to throw, handoff goes to Tashadi Talton across the 40, near first down territory. Talton knocked down right along the 42-yard line. And Jim, I think he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
And you've got to believe probably a yard and a half. He has to get to the 43. They're not quite to the 42, and Paul Turner comes back on the field.
So that means the Rebels are probably not going to punt the football. 4th down, as Jim said, a little more than a yard needed, maybe a yard and a half needed the first down. The Rebels appear to be going for it. They're at the line of scrimmage. Pro-I formation. Fullback and tailback lined up behind the quarterback, Paul Turner. Long count by Turner on 4th down for the Rebels. Still extending this count. They got to take the football and give it inside, and faking, pitching out. Rebels running in a first down to the 45-yard line. Talton took the pitch off the option and takes it around the right side. And a first down for the Rebels beyond the 45 or about the 46-yard line.
And Coach Jerry Arledge, the defensive coordinator for the Rebels, just said, whew, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Indeed, the Rebels picking up the first down on 4th down and about a yard and a half to go, and hand that first down to their own 46-yard line. We're running the option, Jim, and pitching out to the trail man. Tashadi Talton was the senior tailback.
Great job of running the option by Paul Turner. Everybody was covered but Talton.
Reeves and Kane in the backfield, this time behind quarterback Paul Turner. First down, Rebels, their own 46. Turner takes the ball, hands off. He's got room. He's in midfield, 45. He's down to the 40. He is out of bounds across the way at about the 38-yard line. Tyler Kane into Neville territory, and a first down, Rebels at the Neville 38-yard line.
Well, that was just the counter tray, just great blocking on the right side that time by the Rebels. And it was a big, big run by Tyler Kane.
So the Rebels in Neville territory. First down and 10, a couple of first downs in a row. That time it took only one play and a nice run by Kane. Rebels in a slot I set left, wide side of the football field. First down play.
Same play.
Tailback Kane has it, 35. He breaks a tackle to the 30, twists his way away there and goes down to the 27-yard line. And very near first down territory is Tyler Kane for the Rebels.
Big number 79, Christian Lewis in the ball game, leading the way for Tyler Kane. The counter trade, one of the favorite plays, Bill, of the Rebels, and it's worked effectively in back-to-back runs there.
Well, give credit to the right side of that offensive line. You know, West Monroe sending 2 wide receivers to the near side to draw that defense. To be honest over here, they did a really good job by the right side of that offensive line.
3 first downs in succession, the Rebels, and a first down to the Neville 27-yard line. Out of the slot I said left. Quarterback Paul Turner takes the ball, rolls left, looks to throw, looking, running, may keep the ball at will to the 25, and he's going to be hit and dropped as he tries to put the shoulder down and drives another yard to the 24-yard line. Hard running by quarterback Paul Turner. Landon Thompson knocks him down at about the 24-yard line of Neville, where the Rebels pick up 3 to make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
You know, when they run the counter tray, they've got Andrew Bryan at left guard, and they've got Christian Lewis at left tackle, and they pull them to the right, and they lead the way, Bryan and Lewis have, and they've done a great job of protection there, just nobody to throw to.
Cody Stone is wide right into the slot on the same side. Fowler. Turner with an eye backfield behind him. 2nd down, 7. Give it to the fullback straight ahead. Down about
He's still going. He's still going.
15-yard line on his feet. Dabbling inside the 15 to the 12 is Powell. I thought they had him stood up about a couple of yards downfield, but he kept moving those feet and muscling his way down the field. And Jim, they have it inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Another West Monroe first down as we watch the TV 17 replay.
Well, that's the diminutive Decorius Powell, 5'4", 156 pounds. And after he was finally brought down the play, part of the defender's equipment got hung up with with the face mask for Powell, and it took them about 20 seconds or so to kind of separate the two. But a great run inside by the youngster.
Indeed, the Rebels have another first down, this time down to the 13-yard line of Neville. Opening possession for West Monroe. Neville was 3 and out and punted the football. The Rebels take it inside. A fake by Turner, runs it to the 10-yard line, and
he's still
his way forward to the 9. One more yard after hitting the line of scrimmage. Wrestled down finally by the free safety, Donald Gibson. But the hard-charging Paul Turner, the quarterback, faking off the option and keeping to the 9-yard line. The gain is almost 5 yards on that play. It'll be second down and a short 6 yards to go for the Rebels. And there's a timeout on the field. The Rebels have it, and they have it inside the Tiger 10 of their opening possession. No score from Rebel Stadium, but the Rebels are threatening. We'll be back. You're listening to Rebel Football on Classic Hits, LA 105.3. Jim, the Rebels have a pretty impressive drive going here. This thing started back in Rebel territory. I think it's 5 first downs if my count is right. And have that ball down inside the 10 of the 9-yard line of the Tigers. Second down and about 5.5, 6 yards needed for the first down.
And Bill, did the Rebels take that timeout?
Well, that's a mandatory water break. It's 6 minutes in the quarter. Mandatory water break. Of course, the clock ran through the 6 minutes, but the closest to 6 minutes they can get mandatory water break throughout the month of September.
I got you.
Indeed. Reeves at fullback, Tyler Kane at tailback. Down under center is quarterback Paul Turner. Slot set right for the Rebels at the 9-yard line. Taken inside of the fullback, straight down the field inside the 5. And down near the goal line, they're going to be down about, I guess, the 3-yard line. That time it was Bubba Reeves with a football. Took the handoff right up the center. They say his knee hit, I guess, at the 5-yard line. That means it's third down and a yard to go, Jim, at the 5 for West Monroe.
He's got to get to the 4, so a big third down conversion attempt coming up for the Rebels here. Don Corios Powell in at fullback.
He's the fullback, and Tashani Charlton the tailback. Rebels need a yard to the 5-yard line. Third down, a yard to go. Barking signals his quarterback Paul Turner takes that ball and will fake it inside and keep it.
He might get in.
Battle for the first down. He's down to the goal line. Touchdown. Rebels. Paul Turner scoring for 3 yards out for West Monroe.
And Bill, we're going to total up as he's giving Paul Turner a high five. Bill, we're going to total up the number of plays, but that was an impressive drive. But let's not forget, it was 4th down and a long 1, maybe 2, and Don Childs rolled the dice.
Well, here's the thing, Jim. We need to keep Neville's offense right where they are, and that's on the sideline. And when you shorten this game, when you have those kind of drives, physical, purely physical drives. I mean, we just out-physical Neville's defense on that drive. What a great job. And Paul Turner, guys, I don't know if you can see it on the replays, but he ran awfully tough 3 or 4 times after he'd been hit with a foot.
Yes, he did. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. So the Rebels get the score with a very impressive drive, totally on the ground, driving it down the football field. Missed the extra point. But we'll be back to Rebel Stadium. A 5:04 remaining in the first quarter. It's West Monroe 6, Neville nothing. Bo Benson with a kickoff for the Rebels. Sails it over everybody's head and into the end zone. What a great kickoff by Bo Benson of the Rebels. The Tigers get it on the 20. Jim, you have the numbers, and they are impressive on that Rebel drive.
11 plays, 67 yards, 4:56 off the clock. Paul Turner with a 4-yard touchdown run, and he executed the offense to perfection there. Bo Benson a little bit upset. He missed that extra point. I think he took it out on the kickoff, and we'll see just how important that missed extra point could loom in this football game.
He indeed sailed that kickoff well into the end zone. Here are the Tigers with the football for the second time. First time they had it, they were 3 and out and punted the football. Now on first down, they came awfully close to a long scoring pass. The pass a little bit overthrown when a receiver was open. But then they punted it away to the Rebels after 3 plays, and now here's a penalty going against West Monroe. 5-yard step up, move it out to the 25-yard line for Neville, and they have it there, first down and 5 yards to go.
Chucky Hunter jumped off sides for West Monroe. And Pizzolatto coming in the game right now. Robert Lay has been in at linebacker, and he's going to get replaced here. The Rebels trying to get lined up.
Taylor Birch, the quarterback, in the gun, back to throw, sets up a screen, has a man out to the 28, 29, maybe the 30-yard line near first down territory. Blake Bosley makes the tackle for the Rebels. He'll knock him down with help from, that was to DR's out there, caught that football that time, and DR's out near the 30, Jim. Got about almost 5 yards, but they're going to be a little short of the first down. It's going to be second down, inches to go for the Tigers.
Great tackle by Bosley. DR's 4 receptions, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week, and he's a freshman.
A freshman, indeed. Outstanding young football player for the Neville Tigers. Birch, the quarterback, on second down and short.
He's in trouble.
Sack. He's down back at the 22-yard line. Big loss on the play, almost 8 yards lost as Birch is sacked back there by Jordan Allen, Jonathan Tyson, and Chucky Hunter for the Rebels. Big loss, and Jim, they had it second and inches to go. They lose 8 yards on that play, so it's third down and 8 yards to go for the Tigers.
You're right. They had the 5-yard defensive all sides against West Monroe, and then they picked up 4 yards, and now with that sack, it moves it all the way back in third and long. The 22, I guess.
So the Tigers look at the bench and get the call from the bench across the way. No huddle. There's a snap to Birch. Sets up a screen pass. That ball is caught out to the 25, but short of the first down. Brought down at about the 28-yard line is going to be, I think that was a Levine. No, it wasn't. It's Diaz again, and he's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line, near the 28, 29-yard line. That means it's fourth down and a couple of yards to go for the Tigers as Jacob Tyson is off the bottom of that pile, making the tackle for West Monroe.
Space on the last possession, and it appears, at least for the time being, that the Neville punting unit is coming onto the field.
Rebels went for it on fourth down and almost 2 yards in their situation Jim's alluding to. Let's quickly go to the sidelines on this Teresa Ford report from Bill.
Well, that was a huge sack. It took Neville out of what they wanted to do. Boy, I tell you what, if they have to punt it away from here, Rebels could get another long drive. What a great turnaround that would be. Here's the punt.
Reagan Wise punts it down the field. The Rebels' Kane, 36-yard line, comes back needing a block, trying to turn the corner out to the 40. He does. 45. He's in midfield and hit them, knocked down out of bounds about the 49-yard line of Neville is Tyler Kane with a good punt return for the Rebels. Rico Pollard reached out and pulled him and knocked him out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. But the Rebels in Neville territory, 1st and 10, just beyond midfield.
And, Bill, that was almost the old horse collar penalty.
Well, there wasn't an official on this side. I don't know where it was. The whole coaching staff was screaming. He grabbed Kane right behind the neck. It appeared over here, and then just took him down to the ground. Had he been able to elude that defender, though, it wasn't nothing but green turf.
But it looked like on the replay, excuse me, Frank, that they did get the jersey and not the shoulder pads, which would have resulted in the penalty.
2:49 remaining for a first quarter. Rebels ahead 6-0 with the ball the second time in the game. Here's Turner faking, rolling right, wants to throw, looks downfield, running and throwing on the run. The pass is incomplete. Dropped at the 40-yard line. Intended on the far side for Dion Fowler, but he couldn't hold it. Good job by Turner eluding defenders that time as he sprinted to the right side, Jim. Bring it back to the 49-yard line of Neville, where the Rebels have 2nd and 10, but there's a flag down. Looks like holding is going to be called against West Monroe.
And if it's a spot of the foul penalty, which it normally is, the spot of the foul is probably going to be at about the 44. That'll move it back to the 34. That will be a huge, huge loss for the Rebels. They started this drive at the Neville 49, and now the football is going to go way back inside Rebel territory.
Indeed, they talk it over the Tigers and now step off the 10-yard mark off for holding, as Jim said, from the point of the foul. Move it back inside the 35-yard line of the Rebels to the 34, where it is first down again, but first down and a long way to go for West Monroe.
You know, so that's basically a 17-yard penalty. And so instead of, 1st and 10 at the 49, it's 1st and
27.
Yeah, wow, at your 34.
Reeves and Talton in the high backfield behind quarterback Paul Turner. The Rebels are their own 34-yard line. Turner takes the ball and will hand off. Running left, Talton, 40.
He's got
45. He's in midfield and out of bounds at about the 50-yard line is Tashadi Talton. Good run by Talton, who took the handoff and came left. Advance, in fact, pretty much got that penalty yardage back. He's pushed out of bounds by Brandon Walker at midfield, the 50-yard line. They'll say the Rebel 49, so the Rebels get most of that penalty back. It is 2nd down, 12 yards to go, West Monroe at their own 49-yard line.
Well, what do you do on 1st down and 27? You run the counter tray and you pick up 15.
Give it to Tashadi Talton in the counter tray.
And I tell you, the counter tray has been the killer in this game so far for West Monroe.
Reeves and Kane stacked to the eye behind quarterback Paul Turner. A slot formation set right. Slot eye formation, Rebels run the option, give it to the fullback, bangs it inside the 50 down to the 46-yard line goes Bubba Reeves. Straight down the football field, advances that thing for about 5 yards on that play. And now the Rebels in Neville territory at the Tiger 46-yard line will have 3rd down and about 7 yards to go.
So just when you thought this possession was basically over, the Rebels actually have a chance here on third and about 6 or 7.
Indeed. Cody Stone is wide right. Deion Fowler goes left.
He's not sure.
Will move and set in a slot to the right side. In the backfield, Doncorius Powell, the fullback. Tyler Kane at tailback. Stacked behind quarterback Paul Turner. They're down about 7, and now the official is stepping in. The Rebels are going to ask for timeout. They want to tie it over. A timeout on the field with a minute 55 to play first quarter. We'll return at 6-0 the Rebels. Back at Rebel Stadium, I'm Frank Hoffman with Jim Nars, Bill Nars, Stanley Dupuy, and Cynthia Holliday, our engineer. Jim, the Rebels off to an awfully good start, but obviously a big play coming right here. 3rd and 7 at the Neville Tiger 46-yard line.
Well, it is a big play. The Rebels really had a chance here. They had it 1st and 10 at the Rebel 49. They had the 17-yard holding penalty that set them back. They're trying to overcome it. That time, Deion Fowler didn't know where to line up. They weren't sure, the coaching staff, that he knew the play, so they called the timeout.
And here we go. Rebels in the slot, I set right. The quarterback, Paul Turner, takes that ball. He will fake and run the option. He'll keep it himself and break a tackle to the 40. He's out of bounds inside the 40, and a late flag goes down. The Tigers going to be called for a late hit. Now, Turner was near first down territory. He was knocked out of bounds.
He got the first down on his own.
But they're going to add on some more. In fact, a major infraction going against the Tigers for the late hit. Let's go to the sidelines and check in with Bill. This Teresa Flooring report.
Jim is exactly right. Turner got the first down on his own, but then they hit him out of bounds, and that's a huge, huge play because now, just like that holding was huge against West Monroe, this 15 is going to put the ball almost inside the 25-yard line, and West Monroe set up really nice to run the first quarter out and get into the second quarter with the Neville offense on the sideline and our defense on the sideline.
Rebels a 6-0 lead, and with the football, first down to the Neville Tiger 24-yard line.
Well, let me just tell you, the Rebels overcame 4th and about 1.5 on their first possession. Here, they overcame 1st and 27. So if they can somehow get points on this drive, I mean, that would just be huge after that 17-yard holding penalty.
Good point, Jim. No doubt about it. We're late in the first quarter. We have a minute 51 remaining in the first quarter. The Rebels drove down the field after having that 4th down play Jim talked about. They drove it, I think, 67 yards for that opening touchdown. And right now trying to get their second score of the game. First down, the Tiger 24-yard line. Out of the slot, I set right. Turn to the quarterback, takes that ball. He's going to give it to his fullback. That is Powell. And he's inside he's going to drive it on down to about the 22-yard line. Short gain that time inside. A couple of yards in heavy traffic for Doncorius Powell. The Rebels have 2nd down and 8 yards to go at the Neville 22-yard line.
That time they were able to find little Doncorius Powell. Just a junior, 5'4", 156 pounds. Had some exciting runs last year. You know, one thing I've noticed, Paul Turner with his right ankle heavily taped. He's limping just slightly.
Rebels out of a slot eye from the 22. Turner fumbles a snap, picks it up, and goes down there. There'll be no gain on that play after fumbling the snap. He just got it back, and the Tigers were there. And now another late flag has gone down. Let's see what that is all about.
Paul Turner just simply didn't get the exchange with the center. And, Bill, here comes the call.
Face mask against Neville, number 57, just threw Dylan Day, and that's really the right guy to try to fire up is number 65. But Dylan held his own, didn't retaliate, and got the flag. And, boy, how huge is that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, let me tell you, Dylan Day is an intense young man, and there are not too many guys better than him. They've got 3rd down. Shouldn't they get 2nd over?
I would think so. They got 3rd on the marker. You're right, Jim, across the way. The penalty was only 5 yards as it advanced down to about the 17-yard line. Here we go. Quarterback Paul Turner has the backfield, takes that ball. He will get inside of the fullback. Not much there this time. Down at the 15-yard line goes Bubba Reeves.
He might have gotten it.
He is near first down territory. And we think that was a 2nd down play, though they still had 3rd on the marker across the way.
Well, Bill, all I can think of is that the face mask occurred after the down or the play was over. And it was not a personal foul, so that would just move it 5 yards.
It is 3rd down, Jim. I did confer with the official. It is 3rd. It was wrong on the marker.
Okay.
It is 3rd down.
They're down now, so that was a 2nd down play. And the Rebels need about a half a yard for the first down of the 15-yard line of the Tigers. Here's Turner barking signals down under center. Takes that ball. He will take it and fake and pitch it out. Rebels running right on the first down. 10-5. Talton is in for the touchdown. Yes, Rebels score. Rashani Talton off the option.
Bill, I know you fixed to give Tashadi Talton a high five, but Paul Turner can really run the veer.
There's no question about it. He's got it all the way. And that's what it's all about. But let me tell you something. Talton has got some speed, guys. I haven't seen him from the sidelines this year. I have tonight, and he can really turn it on.
Benson.
Bo Benson to the extra point now for the West Monroe Rebels. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the Dupuy Flooring extra point is in the air, and it is good with 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's the Rebels 13, the Neville Tigers nothing. Drive by the Rebels. This time, Jim, they had to overcome a big penalty, but look at the drive.
Mason's Pharmacy scoring drive, summary 8 plays, 49 yards, 2:45 off the clock. But if you add the 17 yards for holding, that was a 66-yard drive.
So the Rebels with 2 straight drives and 2 straight possessions to take the lead. Here's the kickoff by Bo Benson. Another great kickoff deep into the end zone.
He's still mad.
Wow, that thing landed deep back there, about 8 yards into the end zone. And the Tigers have it out on the 20-yard line as we have 4 seconds left in the first quarter. A chance for us to head to the sidelines once again. And a Teresa Flooring sideline report from our man on the sidelines, Bill Norr. Bill?
Well, guys, I've seen a lot of ball games, a lot of big ball games down here from the sidelines. I don't know that I'm sure that I have, but I don't know that I've ever seen a more physical offensive line that has started out a ball game than this one has started out. This group of seniors have started out here tonight. They have absolutely knocked Neville completely off the football, and West Monroe is running the veer just like they're supposed to.
Neville's 3rd possession beginning now at their own 20-yard line. They've been 3 and out twice. They'll take the football and run it up the football field, and very little yardage on that play for Rico Pollard. Maybe a yard near the 21, maybe not even that. As the Rebels are there, led by Chase Gonzalez, Gonzo, and others there for the Rebels. There's no gain on that play, Jim. It's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 20 as the first quarter comes to an end.
Yeah, I think Ty Noel was right there. He slammed the door shut. An impressive first quarter for West Monroe. But don't forget, last week, Ouachita had a 14-0 lead against Neville. And we know what the result of that game was.
Good point. We played a quarter, and the Rebels have dominated so far, though, and we'll be back. It's the Rebels 13. Jimmy got some first quarter stats there, huh?
Well, the one that just sticks out in addition to the 13-0 score, total yardage, 115 West Monroe, 13 for Neville. 13 total yards in the first quarter for Neville High School. Birch was 2 of 4 passing for 11. Cedrico Pollard, 2 carries, 2 yards. Well, that's it.
Neville has their 3rd possession, and they have it 3rd down and 10. They're yet to pick up a first down.
And they're seeing all kinds of defensive sets from head coach Jerry Arledge. I just saw Ty Noel at safety, lined up as a safety. He's not a safety. You know, he's a former defensive end turned linebacker, but Arledge is moving guys all over the place. Birch is seeing things he hasn't seen before on film.
Senior quarterback Taylor Birch in the shotgun for the Tigers as they have 3rd down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The Rebels dominating this game so far.
Little confusion on the field.
And they're going to penalize Neville for illegal procedure. They don't have 3rd and 10. They have 3rd and 15 now. The ball back at their 15-yard line.
Well, the confusion was on the Neville side. I mean, they know how important this series is. You know, using a timeout on 3rd and 10, it's deep in their own territory.
Tigers have 2 wide receivers each side of the football field. There's Birch in the gun, back to throw, looking, stepping up, looking to throw, fires it down the field. That ball is going to be incomplete and almost intercepted. As the Rebels had a defender after the football in the person of Terrence Gittrick. He was in pursuit of the football, but Birch stepped up out of the pocket and threw a hurried pass that time. Jordan Allen had big pressure coming, and it's 4th down again, Jim. The Tigers unable to move the football.
Well, great pressure, but one of the defensive linemen for West Monroe stayed at home, and that may have been Tyler Bordeaux. So when Birch stepped up into the pocket, Bordeaux was there. The pass was a terrible pass, and had it been a better pass, Gittrick could have picked it off and maybe taking it to the house.
Reagan Wise into punting for the 3rd time in this football game for the Tigers. He's standing back at his own 2-yard line to wait the pass from center. Tyler Kane is deep, and that's at about the Neville 38-yard line awaiting the punt. There's the snap, and the kick is away. It's going to be Tyler Kane back at his own 42. Back to the 45 of the Rebels. He's near midfield. Goes the other way. Looks for a block. Still on his feet. Across the 50. He's down to the 45. He's down to the 43-yard line of the Tigers. And finally brought down. Good return by Kane. That was an up back I described around the Neville 40. But, of course, Kane gathered in his own 40-yard line. Advances across midfield and down to the 43-yard line. Let's go to the sidelines and check in with Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could tackle him if it was just me and him in a phone booth.
No. I'll tell you what. Is he elusive or what?
Wow.
What a it's fun to watch that guy with the football.
Tyler Kane for the Rebels. Right now, the Rebels operating with Kane dotting the I at tailback and the slot I from the Tiger 43. Pitch it to Kane. He fumbles the ball, picks it up on a couple of bounces, and goes down now at about the 40-yard line. He just dribbled that thing a couple of times and took it down to the 40. The gain will be almost 3 yards on the play. It'll be second down and about 7 yards to go for West Monroe.
But, Bill, had he caught the pitch, that play was wide open.
Because who's 74 on the offensive line?
Dylan Stevens.
Dylan Stevens had the linebacker blocked over here about a yard from me, and I'm telling you what, that play would have gone the distance.
Second down, call it 8, the Rebels at the Tiger 41, and a pitch out again goes to Kane. Run right 35, breaks a tackle 30, 25, Kane 20, Kane the 15. He's finally down about the 13-yard line of the Tigers. Tyler Kane again for West Monroe.
Well, Bill, they saw what you and I saw, and they just called it again. They said, let's try it.
There's no question about it. This offensive line has just been so impressive in this first half of play. Can't wait to hear from Coach Yowes at halftime. I tell you what, just an impressive group of young men that have started this football game.
1 minute into the second period, 13-0 Rebel lead. The Rebels threatening again on a first down to the 13-yard line of the Tigers. Reeves at fullback, Kane at tailback, and the give will go into a fake by Turner, runs to the 10, battles to the 5, and he's down to near the 4-yard line. Good run that time by quarterback Paul Turner, faking inside of the fullback Reeves and keeping inside the 5 where the Rebels have second down and a couple of yards to go.
Well, let me tell you what, in the second quarter of last week's game, the Rebel offensive unit had run about the same number of plays, and about at this point they were gassed. They're not gassed tonight. I mean, these guys are turning on the gas, and they're just steamrolling this
a good Neville football team.
Outstanding defensive unit.
Second down, 2, the Rebels just inside the 5 of the Neville Tigers. Now before the snap of the football, officials are stepping in, and let's see what this is all about. Bill, any idea?
Somebody's off.
I think Fowler lined up all sides, guys. Deion Fowler lined up all sides.
You know, that's a cardinal mistake for a wide receiver because, you know, you have the luxury of asking the official.
That's right.
Am I okay? And as soon as he tells you you're okay, well, then just stay where you are until he does that. You know, get in a position where he tells you you're okay.
Tough 5 yards, moves it back to the 10 instead of 2nd and 2. It's second down and 7 yards to go for the Rebels now from the 10-yard line of Neville. Slot I said left. Quarterback Paul Turner takes the ball, pitches out, has Kane running right. He's at the 5. He ran down to the 2, the 1. He is in for the touchdown for the Rebels. Tyler Kane for West Monroe. Wow.
You know, Bill, we saw Ladarius Abrams. And Bill's talking to Tyler Kane. Bill, we saw Ladarius Abrams run over people. We saw Frank Gooden run over people. But I didn't think Tyler Kane was big enough to run over people.
Well, I guess we were wrong because he ran over 2 on that run. I tell you what, he's a special young man. I just don't know, guys, and I've said this 3 or 4 times. I don't know that I've seen the West Monroe football team come out and play with this much intensity and this much focus in a long, long time. Boy, this is something else on the football field where I'm from my vantage point.
And they'll give Tyler a pass. He's not on the field, and he should be. And he's having to hurry to get on this extra point drive.
He's a blocks at that wing on the right side. He's on the field, and Bo Benson's extra point is in the air, and that Doopy flooring extra point is good. The Rebels add to the lead. We're early in the second period. It's West Monroe 20, Neville nothing. You're listening to West Monroe football on Classic Hits LA 105.3. Well, Jim, we're early in the second quarter. You've had 2 scoring summaries to review. Here's your third.
Mason's Pharmacy scoring drive summary. 4 plays, 43 yards, 2:47 off the clock, and it's looking a little bit easy. It's not easy, folks, but it just looks that way right now. And I guarantee you, Bill, that the coaching staff reminded Frank as well, reminded the Rebels that last week the Tigers were down 14-0, and they came back and blew out Ouachita, and they said, don't let it happen. and the Rebels looked impressive on that possession.
Well, there's no question about it. When the offensive unit came off the field, they were really talking it up. And every offensive coach got that offense together and said, hey, this thing is far from over. These guys scored 55 points last week after being down. Don't ever count the Neville Tigers out. You got to stay focused.
Rebels unpenalized. Bill, what's this about? You know they penalized back to the 25.
Kicker. I'm not sure they were talking about the kicker. The penalty was on the kicker for some reason.
So Benson will kick it high this time. It's going to be fielded by the Tigers. It actually bounces around the 30, and Neville's going to take it and step out of bounds. So still a pretty effective kickoff by Bo Benson. The Tigers having an out of bounds at their own 30-yard line as Jeremy Runner picked that thing up on one bounce and then just stepped out of bounds at his own 30-yard line where the Rebels take the football.
Well, let's do this. We've talked about this offensive line. It's Andrew Bryan and Christian Lewis, Dylan Stevens, Wayne Hendricks, Garrett Wilkerson, and Dylan Day. And, of course, don't forget the tight ends, Matt Bourgeois and Ivan Manning. But those young men have absolutely controlled the line of scrimmage thus far.
You know, Jim, you and I talked about it in the pregame, but they also, that offensive line that's expected to be one of the better ones the Rebels have had, they run a lot of players in and they move into different positions. Many of the players play different positions that offensive line, and they are very effective.
They are indeed.
So the Tigers have it again. They yet have a first down. First down their own 30. Pitch it out, running right. I think that's Runner with the football. Looking to get outside, can't do it. He's down, losing yardage. Back at about the 25-yard line. So Jeremy Ryder gets the pitch and runs right, but he loses 5 back to the 25. The tackle by Terrence Getry for West Monroe. And the Tigers have second down about 15 yards, second and 14, we'll say, at their own 25-yard line.
So the Devils came out trying to throw, not very effective. So now they come and run it on first down, and then you lose 4 yards. You know, it's a little bit disheartening.
Indeed, Taylor Birch back in a gun, has 3 wide receivers left side of the football field. One man is wide right. It has Rico Pollard, outstanding running back, standing to his right. Senior quarterback Taylor Birch for the Tigers. Quick pass, has a man out to the 30, out to the 35-yard line. Will go Calhoun. That'll be Brandon Calhoun. He's short of the first down as he's knocked down at the Tiger 35-yard line, and Neville will have third down and 5 yards to go at their own 35.
And good call by Coach McCarty. He had trips. 3 receivers to the left. Had a single receiver, Calhoun, a 6'1", 200-pound senior on the other side, just run a quick slant wide open.
Tigers have third down and 4 now, and a penalty marker goes down before the snap of the football. They have it on their own 35. They need to go to their 39 for the first down of the game, and here the officials stepping in.
They're going to get it because the Rebels stepped off sides.
Indeed, offsides against the West Monroe Rebels, and Neville has registered its first down of the game as they have it at their own 40-yard line. First down and 10 with 8 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Looked like big Jonathan Tyson, who's played an outstanding game. It looked like he might be coming on the blitz from the outside linebacking position, and just a little bit anxious there.
So Neville's first down at its own 40 as senior quarterback Taylor Birch brings his team to the line with 3 wide receivers left. One man is wide right. And now a timeout call before the snap of the football. Again, we'll pause. It's 8.5 minutes remaining second period. Back at Rebel Stadium, Frank Hoffman, Jim Norris, Bill Norris, Stanley Dupuy, and Cynthia Holliday with you. Hey, all the folks that sponsor our quarters, U-Packet Stores of West Monroe, Limousines Unlimited of West Monroe, Cadian Systems, and Roto-Rooter, our thanks to all of them. These teams head back onto the field. The Tigers of Neville High School have first down and 10. They have it at their own 40-yard line.
And that was the first down of the ball game for Neville, and they got it on an all-sides penalty by West Monroe.
That comes with 8.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter, and here's the snap to Birch, who wants to throw and fires, and it is incomplete. Just over the outstretched fingertips of Jeremy Runner. Back across the center of the football field. Incomplete pass will stop the clock and make it second down and 10 Neville at its own 40-yard line.
And Runner was open. Birch just missed him. Not much pressure that time applied by the West Monroe defensive front.
In fact, a pretty quick play. Birch got it off quickly.
I think intentionally so.
Tigers have 3 wide receivers left. The wide side of the football field once again. One man is wide right. Taylor Birch gets the snap. Passing left, incomplete. Jeremy Runner, the intended receiver, but the pass a little ball off the mark, and it's third down and 10 now for the Neville Tigers. Football on the Neville 40-yard line.
I tell you what, Blake Bosley has really played well tonight. He really came up and defended that play well. Birch just a little errant on that throw as well. Third down and 10 now.
3rd and 10 for the Tigers. Their own 40. Moving our right to left. The Reins have held off. We're glad to report. Taylor Birch, senior quarterback.
Here they come.
Back to throw. Going to throw it way down the field on the near sidelines and over.
Oh, no.
Incomplete. Is the flag going down?
It is.
Interference going to be called against the Rebels.
Well, there was pushing, and I don't think we're able to go to Bill just yet, but they were pushing both. There's pushing and shoving kind of both ways, and the Neville Tigers are going to get potentially another first down the easy way.
Indeed, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. So that move the ball beyond midfield into Neville territory and move it down to about the 45-yard line of West Monroe, where Neville has first down and 10 interference against West Monroe.
We watch it on the TV 17 replay, but by the time the camera followed the action down the field, the infraction had already occurred. The Rebel defense now encouraging the Rebel faithful to get on their feet and make some noise.
20-0. The Rebels have the lead. If you just joined us, we're midway through the second period. Birch is back to throw, and he fires the football down the field. This pass caught at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and Neville is in for the touchdown. The pass from Taylor Birch to Jeremy Runner, and Neville has his first score of the game.
Well, this time they faked the little short pass, and they sent Runner deep, and he got behind J.D. Brown and beat him for the touchdown.
So the Tigers with 2 first downs, helped back by penalties both times, and striking with a long perfect pass from Taylor Birch to Jeremy Runner. And the Tigers now for the extra point with 8:21 remaining here in the second quarter. They made it 20-6. Here comes the extra point try by Matthew Squires. Neville shifts into the extra point position.
Well, the 25-second clock hasn't begun to run.
Squires will try the extra point. His kick is in the air, and that kick is up and good. So the Tigers are on the board here in the second period with 8:21 remaining second quarter. It's West Monroe 20, Neville 7. Hey, you're back. Frank Hoffman, Jim Norris with you. Bill Norris on the sidelines. I think Bill's temporarily microphone operating. We'll get to him as soon as we can. Stanley Doobie was spawning as far as, and of course, Cynthia Holiday, our engineer. Talton is back deep for West Monroe this time as the Neville Tigers prepare to kick it off. Tyler Kane also back there, and there's the kickoff. Going to be Kane on the 5. He'll return it to the 10 at the 15-yard line. Tyler Kane, the 20. He's out near the 25, and down he goes at about the 25-yard line, where Neville will, West Monroe will take the football. First down and 10 with a 20-7 lead over the Neville Tigers. And Jim, you got that summary for Neville's scoring drive.
The Masons Pharmacy scoring drive summary: 6 plays, 71 yards, aided by 2 penalties called against West Monroe that gave Neville important first downs on third down plays. And then Tyler Birch hooked up with Jeremy Runner for 45 yards, and we now have a ball game.
20-7. West Monroe has the lead. The Rebels have scored every time they've had the football. They'll start this possession their own 25-yard line. Quarterback Paul Turner has an eye-back deal behind him from the 25. He'll take that ball and run the option. He will fake and keep it himself. He will go out to the 30, spins his way across the 30, 35, and I think he has the first down with a great run to the 35-yard line by junior quarterback Paul Turner, 5'11", 184, spinning his way up the field and giving the Rebels a first down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, he's fun to watch, and we've said it, we're going to say it all year, he can really run the option.
He's just a junior. Of course, the Rebels have watched this young man mature as a freshman quarterback. Last year, he saw lots of action as a backup to DJ Banks at quarterback. Had that great kickoff return in that playoff game against St. Thomas More. Now he's the starting quarterback for the Rebels as a junior, and a very good one. First down, Rebels, their own 35-yard line. Turner pitches out. Running to the right side is going to be Talton. He is tripped up just across the 35 of the 36-yard line. Couldn't quite turn the corner that time. And in fact, they'll save the 35 for no gain. The defensive end, Landon Thompson, got an arm out to trip him up. It'll be 2nd and 10 Rebels at their own 35.
And boy, that was a great play by the linebacker, the defensive end, Landon Thompson. Had he not tripped up Talton, Talton could have picked up easily a first down and maybe a lot more.
Here's Deion Fowler wide to the left side, and Cody Stone in the slot out there. In the backfield, Bubba Reeves, the fullback. Talton is the tailback behind Turner. He'll take that ball and give it a fake inside, pitch it out. Talton hit in the backfield, in trouble and losing yardage this time back around the 34-yard line.
And the Neville defense now getting fired up, and they're going to force a third down and long for West Monroe. And things will get real interesting if the Rebels have to punt it away.
Rebels have not punted so far, of course, Jim. They've scored every time they've had the football. And here they have third down 11, as you point out. Big play at their own 34-yard line.
That time, Paul Turner faked inside to his fullback, Bubba Reeves, who was wide open. That's why the option was defended so well.
Cody Stone is wide to the right side. Wide left Fowler. The back receivers all over the field. And Turner back in a gun this time on 3rd and 11. Paul Turner has Reeves with him. Back to throw. Stepping up, looking and throwing over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Thrown behind the intended receiver that time, Cody Stone. And it's 4th down. We're going to see the first punt of the game by the Rebels as they have 4th and 11 at their own 34-yard line.
And a late penalty was thrown after the play was over. It looks like a shot block, but I don't know who it's against. Normally that's against the offense, but we'll see. Against West Monroe, Neville should decline it and force the punt. That time Stone was open. Also, Paul had a chance to run it. He had a lot of room to the right side. He chose to throw it behind Cody for the incompletion.
6:21 remaining first half. The Rebels a 20-7 lead, but the Rebels have just failed to pick up a first down in their only possession of the game so far. That was their 4th possession. They'd scored in the first 3 with very impressive drives. Neville scored last time they had the football. In fact, in that drive, they had their first down of the game, and they had 3 in a row, including a 45-yard touchdown pass. So in to punt the football is Sammer Maiju for the Rebels. He will stand back around his own 20-yard line to receive the pass from center.
This will be his first punt of the year. He didn't punt last week. And when you score 71 points, you don't do much punting.
Indeed. Even Ian Levine is the deep man for the Neville Tigers, awaiting this punt now. Maiju did a great job coming on and handling the punting chores last year. Good pass from center, and they've stopped play. Whistles are blowing, and play has been stopped. And a flag is down, so, Jim, there'll be some penalty assessed right here.
And the officials have made their presence known here in the second quarter.
They're calling a legal procedure against the Rebels. A 5-yard step-off moves it back to the West Monroe 29, so they'll punt it again. They'll punt from there now. Back to punt, Maiju. Deep for the Neville Tigers, Levine. Ashall's will snap it back there. There's a pass from center, and the kick away by Maiju. Nice punt. Under it, Levine, his own 35. Comes back to his 40. He's on the 45, and he's going to be knocked down about the 48-yard line of Neville. So good field position for the Tigers as they'll take the football at their own 48, and there is a flag on this play, Jim.
Well, the Rebels were in motion, clearly in motion, Bill, again. And so Neville has a chance. They've got great field position, but they've got a chance to force the Rebels to punt it again.
Well, and you know, Coach McCarty had a chance to back West Monroe up before the punt. Didn't do that, and he's going to decline this penalty. But give Neville some credit. They needed a stop on that last series. They got it. Now they've got the football back. Good field position. 6:15 left in the half, and what started out all West Monroe now, you can feel just a tad of that momentum shifting. Coach Aldridge told his defensive troops before they went out, this was going to be maybe the biggest series of the ball game right here when Neville got the football back.
Here's a boring sideline report from Bill Mars, and here we go with the Neville Tigers first down, their own 48-yard line. 6:15 remaining in the first half of the game. Birch gets the snap, pitches out.
He's going to throw.
Halfback pass, runner. Now he's going to run the football, and he slips and falls. With some help from the Rebels right along the line of scrimmage of the 48-yard line. He started to throw, he started to run, and Jeremy Runner is down at his own 48-yard line for no gain.
And, boy, the Rebels defended that well. He had the corner, but Jacob Tyson came up so quickly that he forced Runner basically to fall to the turf. And great coverage downfield by the West Monroe secondary as the timeout is taken.
So with that timeout, we'll pause. 5:59 remaining first half. 20-7 the Rebels. 20-7, the Rebels have the lead. We're midway through the second period of the football game as we get ready to resume play. Neville have second down and 10 on the head of their own 48-yard line. Hey, Jay Gathright, financial advisor with Merrill Lynch, reminds all you Rebel fans listening to keep the Rebel spirit alive all the way to the Dome once again. Yep. Here are the Tigers, Jim. Football at their own 48-yard line, second and 10.
And I agree with Bill in terms of what the coaching staff for West Monroe said. I think this is a very important defensive series for West Monroe. If the Rebels can hold here and take a 2-touchdown lead into halftime, that would be big.
I agree with you both. Here's a second down play. Birch to throw it down the football field. Way down the field. The pass is incomplete. Down around the 15-yard line. Intended for Diaz, but pretty good coverage by the Rebels back there. J.D. Brown is there, and a long incomplete pass. Getrick is also there. Third down and 10 now. Neville with the football. They'll have it at their own 48-yard line.
Taylor Birch standing in the pocket well. He took a hit. Much better coverage, though, by the Rebels on that last play.
Birch, 218 yards passing and 3 touchdowns last week in their 55-34 victory over Ouachita. They trailed Ouachita 14-0 in the first quarter of that game and came back to pound the line. They've trailed the Rebels 20-0 this game. Right now they're down 20-7 in a big play here. Third down 10, Neville at their own 48-yard line. There's a snap to Birch in the gun. Big rush. Pass away. Caught at midfield. Down to the 45. Down to the 40. And DR has it down to about the 37-yard line on the first down. John Diaz, their freshman receiver, behind a good wall of blockers on the screen that time. And the Rebels had pressure coming, so Neville set it up well. And a first down, Tigers at their West Monroe 38-yard line.
And Rick Sanders coming to the ball game for Chucky Hunter. Chucky with a stinger. And he's having to come out of the ball game. You can tell he's in a lot of pain right now.
Let's hope he is okay as Neville operates first down at their own 38. Now the officials are stepping in and a flag has been thrown.
The Rebels jumped off sides again.
Wow, going to be a 5-yard step off against West Monroe before the snap. So from the 38, they'll penalize the Rebels 5 yards, moves the ball to the Rebel 33-yard line. And there, Neville has first down and 5 yards to go.
So the Rebels helping the Tigers out on these last 2 possessions with key penalties.
Neville will have 3 wide receivers to the right side, the wide side of the football field. One man is wide left. Birch in the shotgun with one running back. Birch to throw, looking, firing his pass, caught at the 30 and down about the 28-yard line. His runner caught it in a crowd, and they'll gain short yardage on that play. In fact, around the 28. There's going to be about 3 yards gained in the bump. More than that, they'll advance it down near first down territory, so almost 5. It'll be second down, third down, second down, and just inches to go.
Jacob Tyson and Jonathan Tyson.
Nice job by Birch. He had a little time and found a runner who ran a little short route and just kind of hooked up in that Rebel zone.
Second and inches to go, running play. They'll try to get the first down, and they will. As they hand off to Pollard, he'll be cracked down, but not before he picks up the first down at about the 26-yard line of the Rebels. So Neville, first down and 10 at the 26. Let's head to the sidelines and Teresa Floyd report from Bill.
Well, guys, they had Jordan and Jordan Allen and some of those guys with a little breather. They're going to get those out. We got looks like Latham hobbling off on the sidelines here. And, Neville is strapping it on. West Monroe's got an answer right here. Try to hold them out.
First down, Neville, the 26 of the Rebels, Birch to throw, and he is looking to fire the football. That ball is caught. Yes, down around the 17-yard line. That gain is going to be near first down territory once again for Runner. Tigers. Runner caught the football. Jim is going to be near first down territory, maybe a little shy again as they go down to about the 17-yard line of West Monroe, just inches short of the first down.
I think it's so close they're going to take time out for a measurement. But right now, Jonathan Tyson injured and shaken up. Chucky Hunter injured and shaken up. Terrell Latham, who tried to spell Jordan Allen for a play or 2, injured and shaken up. James McFarland, who was giving Tyler Bordeaux a breather, injured and shaken up.
Well, we'll keep it here this time during this break. A chance to check in with Bill on the sidelines as the Rebels gather around their coaches, Bill.
Well, I think Chucky Hunter is okay. He's asking to get back into the game. McFarland, 91, he's all right. Looks like Latham is over here stretching. He's going to go. Kurt Frenham's going to have to take a look at him. But this is a big series, and Coach Arledge mentioned that before they got on the field. Again, penalties have really been the thing that have killed West Monroe these last couple of Neville possessions. Penalties have hurt us.
And they brought the chains out to measure. It's about 8 to 10 inches short of the first down. So it's second down, inches to go for Neville. The football at the 17 of West Monroe. 4 minutes left first half. 20-7 the Rebels. He fumbles the snap. Birch picks it up and goes down.
It's still on the ground. It's loose. The Rebels have it.
Yes, the Rebels have the football. The Rebels, after Birch tried to pick it up, didn't get to J.D. Brown. J.D. Brown comes up with the ball. Let's check in with Bill. Bill.
I'll tell you what, Tyler Birch got under center quickly, and he kind of popped up, and the center snapped it. He never got possession of it. J.D. saw it. He knifed in there. He may be the smallest guy to try to get in there and pick the football up. He got it. 3:51 now. West Monroe needs to manage the clock, try to pick up some first down.
So the Tigers fumble it away at the Rebels' 17-yard line. West Monroe first down right there. Here's Paul Turner and company in for the Rebels. Turner with one running back behind him. Takes that ball and hands off inside. That'll be Kane running to the 20. He runs to the 23-yard line and goes down there. Good run by Tyler Kane right up the center of the football field. The Rebels will have it there. Their own 23. Gain to about 6 yards on that play, maybe 7. Second down, we'll call it a short 4 for West Monroe. And the clock runs now with 3:30 left in the half.
You know, I watched Hines Ward last night, and he's a great receiver, but probably the most physical and best blocker in the game, NFL. Cody Stone will hit you from that wide receiver position, and he came back with a heck of a block to help free Kane on that last run.
So Cody Stone, the junior wide receiver, and here are the Rebels with Turner handing off once again. Driving inside is Tyler Kane, running hard, but being knocked down about the 23. He will not have much yardage on that play, if anything. Avoided one man, but then one of the Tigers finished him off and drove him down. Maybe a yard on the play, near the 24. The Rebels have third down, about 3 yards to go now.
Well, you know, going back to that short yardage situation, second down and just inches for Neville, they tried to get up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry and kind of outsmart West Monroe, and I think they kind of outsmarted themselves.
Indeed, and boy, that was costly for the Tigers. Here's a big third down play. Rebels now, third down about 3. The Rebels give it inside, pitch it out, running with the football. Kane, first down and more. He's out to the 30 and out of bounds, the 31-yard line. Tyler Kane. And Jim, great job by Turner again. Taking inside, and as you pointed out so many times already tonight, running the option beautifully for the Rebels.
Yeah, we saw that in middle school. He started running that option in middle school, and you were just amazed at what he could do then. And he's just gotten better and better. But when you have a threat at the fullback position, the quarterback to run, and then when that quarterback can pitch it, it really is a triple threat.
Indeed, and then some pretty good running by Tyler Kane to finish it off. First down, Rebels, their own 30. Here's Paul Turner down under center, takes that ball, gives to Turner. Kane inside, dances his way, scoots his way forward to the 35, and it is Talton, not Kane. Tashadi Talton gets caught, and the late flag goes down. Flags all over the field now, as Talton advanced it down to about 5 yards to the 35-yard line. I think a late hit by the Tigers.
Well, one of those is going to be against Neville. Cody Stone has just been blocking his man. He's been blocking him too well, and he just took a cheap shot well after the play was over. But then, well, there's 2.
Yeah, they're going to get...
2 Neville Tigers. That should be 30 yards. Bill?
Well, I think they're going to get West Monroe on one of them.
Well, I just saw on the replay, I saw Neville twice.
Well, here we go. Yeah, personal foul Neville. I thought they were going to get Andrew Bryant, but fortunately, that didn't happen.
They just indicated personal foul against the Tigers. Now, the ball is on the 35-yard line. That's where...
Well, they need to mark it off, don't they?
Well, yeah, they haven't yet. You're right. They need to do that.
Well, here they go.
Now they're going to. This comes to 2:13 left in the half.
Well, it's 15 yards, and I can help them. You go from the 35, and you go all the way to midfield.
That'll be on 50-yard line, right?
You go to midfield.
There it goes. 15-yard penalty. Will move the ball to the midfield stripe right on the 50, just under the WM here at Rebel Stadium. First down, West Monroe at the 50-yard line.
Boy, how huge would it be to stick one in the end zone here?
Oh, Bill, that would be incredible. You go from almost just being within a touchdown, Neville, that is, and if the Rebels could put points on the board here, wow, what a momentum changer that would be.
Indeed. So here are the Rebels with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. A slot I said left. Turner down under at quarterback. Takes that ball. He will fake. Back to throw. Looking. Coming out of the pocket. Sprinting left. Looking. He's going to run the ball. And he is going to avoid a man. Comes back the other way. Finally goes down. He'll lose 4 yards back to the 46-yard line. Looking downfield. Never finding anyone to deliver the football to. And finally, the Tigers got to him, and the Rebels lose about 4 back to the 46-yard line.
Well, you know, give the Rebels credit. They were going to take their shot deep that time, but Paul just couldn't quite see his big offensive line. I'm not sure he had anybody open, but if he did, he couldn't see him. And he's tried to buy some time running to his left, still no one open, and he was corralled for a 3-yard loss.
Clock running with 1:25 left in the half. 20-7. The Rebels have the lead in this game. They have 2nd and 14 now at their own 46-yard line.
Well, they better hurry.
Yep. Wide right is going to be Deion Fowler, extremely wide right. Shotgun for Turner on 2nd and long. He'll take the snap and run. A shovel pass. Has a man running to midfield. Shotty Townsend running the football. A great run down to the 33-yard line. There are penalty markers on the play. Bill, what's all that?
Well, they just about ripped Townsend's head off, and then I thought that 32 came in late on the sidelines and made a hit.
Yeah, they really turned Tashadi's helmet around. And Bill, even though they did that, he broke that tackle.
He sure did.
And still went and picked up about 9 yards. So, wow.
Well, we got 15 yards now with 1:01, and we got, Bo Benson with that 39-40 yard, and it had plenty of distance in the jamboree. So you at least got a chance now to get some points out of this.
The penalty moved the ball to the 28-yard line of the Neville Tigers with 1:01 left in the half. The Rebels have 1st down and 10 at the Neville 28, holding a 20-7 lead over the Tigers.
Neville's going to call timeout, I think.
They did. Timeout on the field. We'll pause. West Monroe 20, Neville 7. 1:01 remaining here in the first half of the football game, and 20-7. West Monroe has a lead in the game.
Mason's Pharmacy. You hear that name every time we have a scoring drive summary. Your problem-solving pharmacy. The local guys for over 20 years. CJ or Angie Wally for all of your retail and compounding needs. Mason's Pharmacy, 2403 Arkansas Road, right here in West Monroe.
1:01 left. Let's head down to the sidelines. This Teresa flooring report from Bill. Bill, you able to get close to that gathering of...
Well, I did, and then I saw Kiki Mingo on the sideline with a Beaten Neville T-shirt on. He's on his cell phone, so I thought I'd ease down there and say hi to him. But, this is a big, big play, and I think they called 2 or 3 in the huddle as they gathered around Coach Don Schaus.
Okay, the Rebels with 1:01 left in the half. We'll have Kane and Tarleton both in the backfield this time.
And they're not sure who's fullback and who's tailback.
Tyler Kane's going to line up, I think, at fullback. Yeah, Tarleton's the tailback. Here we go. They're lined up behind quarterback Paul Turner, of course, who takes that ball, pitches out to Tarleton. He's in trouble and knocked down, losing yardage on that play back around the 31-yard line. Simeon Stevenson came across to make the stop for Neville.
Big play for Neville there. And the Rebels have to run that next play that they called on the sideline.
2nd down 13 now, back at the 31-yard line of Neville. Pro-I formation, the Rebels. Turner runs the option. He will give it inside of the fullback, who stopped at the 29. That'll be Kane, but short yardage that time for Tyler Kane as the Rebels asked for timeout. Advanced it down to maybe the 27-yard line, about 4 yards on that play. Rebels stop the clock with 31 seconds left in the half. We'll keep it here this time. A chance to head to the sidelines on a Teresa flooring report from Bill.
Well, I think Coach Schaus is a little upset. Had Turner pulled it from Kane, he had the seam to the sidelines wide open. And, it was a design call, and that's what Coach Schaus is so upset about. And he's kind of getting on to Tyler a little bit because Tyler clamped down on the football and wouldn't give it up. But had he been able to take it out of Kane's belly, Turner had some running room and possibly could have got it, inside the 20 and out of bounds and conserved some of those precious seconds.
Bill, that's just part of running the option, though, isn't it?
Well, it is, and the thing about it is we don't have any time. We don't have any more timeouts left. If I'm hearing the official correctly, we don't have any more timeouts, because I think we took 2 defensively, and then that one would be the 3rd here in the first half, and that's critical because you got to get your field goal team on if you want to try the field goal before the end of the half.
It is 3rd and 9. Rebels at the 27 of Neville, and here we go. Pro-line formation. Turner down under center. Paul Turner runs the option, takes it, and will give it to the fullback, and he'll be knocked down right along the 27-yard line.
So here we go, field goal.
Have to hurry now with the field goal team. 22 seconds on the board. Should be plenty of time for Bo Benson and company to come on. They'll put this field goal down, Jim, at about the 34-yard line. That's going to be a 44-yard field goal try.
Yeah, and they've got 8 seconds. 6.
Clark, they snap it. The placement, the 44-yard
He's got the distance.
By Benson is on the way. The kick is good. Benson with a 44-yard field.
Holy cow.
Wow. This young man is just a sophomore. He missed an extra point. I tell you what, he made up for it there.
Indeed he did. As they leave the field, Bill, of course, will catch up with Coach Don Schaus. Bill?
44-yard field goal.
Coach, your sophomore misses an extra point, and he comes on with no time, makes a 44-yarder.
Well, he don't have a butt anymore. That's the other thing. But, you know, what a heck of a half. Our defense played great. And, you know, I thought the interference call, both of them were pushing against each other, and he threw it on us. And it's unfortunate we could have gone in, you know, in a lot better shape than what we are. But, you know, I'm proud of the way we played. Our offensive line has played great. Dylan Day is unbelievable out here tonight. I'm telling you. Now, I'd like to see the film on that last play, who got through on the last play, but I'm pretty sure our guard didn't reach the 3-tech, and he made the play on us. He's slanting that way, so we got to go back and run the inside some.
Coach, I've mentioned to the guys up top, from my vantage point on the field, I don't think I've seen a West Monroe offensive line play with as much intensity and focus as we played in that first quarter in a long, long time.
Well, if we don't come back and play like it the second half, you know, they're going to kick off to us, start the second half. We need to take the ball and set the tone of the game, take it, drive, and score. And if we can do that, you know, our chances of winning go up tremendously. But right now, it's still a close ball game.
Coach McCarty, think, you know, on record, this is the best Neville team. I thought we played pretty well in the first half.
We played great. We played better. We played like I hoped we would play. I know we're capable of playing like this, but offensive line has really done a great job. We kept their offense on they only had 6 offensive plays in the first quarter. And, you know, with just 2 great drives and great execution.
Coach, thank you for stopping at halftime. Head coach Don Schaus with a 23-7 lead.
presents the best sounding band in the land, the West Monroe High School Marching Rebel Band. Drum majors for the Rebel Band, Philip Ziegler, Hillary Cordova, and Ellis Michael. Drumline captain, Zach Hobbs. Color guard captains, Melissa Rushing and Chase Sanders. Tonight, the Rebel Band pays tribute to one of history's greatest composers by performing elements of Ludwig van Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rebel Band.
Frank and Jim, I've got Coach McCarty on the sidelines.
Take it away.
Coach, a lot of things happened in that first half, a lot of missed opportunities. You had a guy running wide open on the first play of the game, overthrew him, could have been 6. You had it in the red zone on a 2nd and short, and you fumbled the ball from center.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A couple of big opportunities we missed out on, but both teams are playing hard. They're doing a good job executing their offense, making some big plays. We just can't get our defense off the field. We came up with a couple big stops, and I'm disappointed we had too many penalties in the first half. We got to get that corrected. They're too good to help out at all.
Coach, some of the officials were talking about some of the jawing, about maybe some ejections in the second half. Any news on that?
I don't know. I think both teams are
just let them play.
Everybody's playing hard, and it's a high emotion game and all that. So we're gonna go out and play, see what happens.
Coach, what a great opportunity to renew an old rivalry, West Monroe and Neville, in a pretty nice venue, a great crowd here tonight.
Yeah, we knew it'd be a good crowd over here and all, but we got to come out and play a little better. It's not going to be close in the second half.
Coach, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. A man, a few words, and he said he'd only give me a few, but I certainly appreciate him stopping by. He's got a great, talented football team, and what he's got to do, guys, in all honesty, is he's got to stop West Monroe in this opening drive. If West Monroe can take it down, burn some clock, and go up, potentially 30-7, man, I tell you what, it puts a lot of pressure on your offense, and you got to start doing things that you become predictable at trying to do.
Indeed. Thanks to Mickey McCarty for stopping by and visiting with Bill. Class guy and has done a great job in running that program. And Neville, of course, taking his place. And goodness gracious, some storied names and coaches in history with Bill Rupel and Charlie Brown and guys like that over the years. And certainly Coach McCarty's done a fine job.
Oh, he has. And they really love him at Neville High School. And I think he's one of the great young coaches in the game.
Well, we're about a minute away from the second half. We got time to take 1 60-second break. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. The Rebels get the ball when the second half gets underway. It's 23-7 West Monroe. Back at Rebel Stadium, Frank Hoffman, Jim Nars, Bill Nars, Stanley Dupuy, and Cynthia Holliday. Hey, for your next project, visit West Monroe graduate Stanley Dupuy on Melvin Drive in Monroe since 1950. Dupuy Flooring has provided flooring, carpet, and ceramic tile to homes, churches, schools, and businesses, just about everybody throughout Northeast Louisiana. Hey, Bill, when we had the opening toss, you went to the center of the field. Of course, remember the Rebels won that toss. Deferred, that means they get the ball right now, right?
Well, they absolutely do. And, of course, their kicker has the same potential that Benson does to kick it in the end zone. He didn't do it the last time he directional kicked deep to Kane. We'll see if he tries to put it in the end zone and put West Monroe first down and 80 yards away. This is really an important drive. Usually is in these kind of games when the opening drive and the first drive of the third quarter.
First 3 times the Rebels had the football in the first half. They advanced it with very impressive drives or scores every time to make it a 20-0 lead, Jim.
They did. They looked really sharp the first 3 times they had the football. Hey, I want to say hello to my class, the class of 1979. They've gotten together this weekend and kind of celebrating 30 years. It's actually our 31st year.
That's great. Here's the kickoff, and the Rebels have it. That's Talton back near the goal line, back to the 10-15. He's out near the 20-yard line, but stopped short of the 20 and driven back. They'll say his forward progress went to about the 18-yard line. So that's where the Rebels start the second half of play. First down and 10. They're on 18-yard line as we begin the second half of play with a 23-7 Rebel advantage.
I got a chance to see him before the game. A lot of the folks I graduated with. I ran into Sherry. It was Mallard at the time, and she said her dad was listening tonight, Joe, so I told him I would say hello.
We'll say hello to Joe Mallard for sure. I remember Joe well.
If he's listening.
That's 30 years for you, huh, Jim?
It's actually 31. We just don't count real well. We didn't do good in math, so it's actually 31.
Yeah, you did. Here's the first down play. The Rebels Turner, the quarterback, fakes and keeps to the 20, but only a yard or so. Out to the 20-yard line goes Paul Turner as he slipped on that turf. We have not had any rain, though we had rain forecast for tonight's game. We had some luminous clouds hanging over us, but we've had no rain. Blessed with that throughout this ball game. Now, as we begin the third quarter, the Rebels pick up a yard or 2 on first down. Second down, about 8 across the 20.
Frank, you mentioned that, and it starts to sprinkle.
Uh-oh. Okay. So a light rain beginning to finally start here in the game. Here are the Rebels with a slot I said right. Reeves, the fullback, Kane at tailback, and a handoff. Tyler Kane, left side, trying to get a block. Advance it. He's going to be hit and dropped And he's still on his feet, and finally he's going to be brought down out around the 24, maybe even the 25-yard line. Jim, what hard running by Tyler Kane.
Well, he just bounced off kind of like a pinball in a pinball game, but he couldn't quite get free enough to turn it upfield. He kept running into one Neville defender after another, but an exciting run, albeit a very long run by Tyler Kane.
But a great effort by Kane. He got it to the 25, where it is 3rd down and 4. The Rebels are their own 25. We watched that on the TV 17 replay. You can see it Tuesday night. Here are the Rebels 3rd down. Pitch to Kane, sweeping left, and he runs to the 30. First down across the 30. Pulled down about the 33-yard line as Tyler Kane took the pitch and ran left, and the Rebels have the first down of the second half, and they have it at their own 33-yard line.
And, Bill, that might not seem like a big play, but if you go 3 and out on your opening drive of the second half, that doesn't bode well. A lot of coaches will say this is the most important drive of the game.
Well, I think you're right, Jim, and it didn't get a lot. Wasn't real pretty, but it kept the chains moving. Rebels still have the football.
Hamill's in at fullback, Kane at tailback, 2 wide receivers right. That'll be Manning and Fleming. Give it inside. Tyler Kane has it, drives it out beyond the 35 and dances his way out to about the 37-yard line. So 4 yards and heavy traffic for that was Tashadi Townsend that time, and the senior running back Tashadi Townsend advancing it to the 37. It'll be 2nd down, 4 yards to go there for West Monroe's Rebels.
And that was a counter tray, and let me tell you, that the Tigers have been coached up at halftime on the counter tray. Not a lot of room that time to run for West Monroe, because that was one of the biggest plays in the first half for the Rebels.
And especially those first couple of 3 drives, they were so impressive. So here are the Rebels, 2nd down and 6 now, operating at their own 37-yard line. Again, the slot I said right. Bubba Reeves, the fullback. The tailback is going to be Talton, and here's a fumble on the play. The Rebels trying to get up. Neville has recovered the football. They have it at the 37-yard line of West Monroe. And Jim, exactly when did the fumble occur as they came out of there that time?
Well, that time there was penetration inside by the defensive tackle, and so he pushed the lineman into the quarterback and the fullback on the exchange, and so the exchange was bad, and the ball was on the ground.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jim. The defensive tackle shifted outside, and they had already had the play call. They didn't adjust to that, and he blew the offensive man back in the backfield. The mesh point was right there where he was coming, and the ball just never got to the fullback.
So exactly what the Tigers hoped, a break here to begin the second half of play, and they have a fumble recovery and a 1st down at the 37-yard line of West Monroe with 9:41 to play 3rd quarter, trailing the Rebels 23-7. Shotgun for the Tigers. Taylor Birch to throw on 1st down. He fires. This pass is incomplete. A man was wide open down to the 15-yard line. The pass a little bit low that time and incomplete.
I mean, that was John Diar's, and if the pass is anywhere near that freshman, he catches it, and it's a touchdown. Nobody around him.
So the Rebels dodge that bullet, and the Tigers have 2nd and 10 at the West Monroe 37-yard line. Senior quarterback Taylor Birch, 218 yards last week against Washita, brings his team to the line, and he's in a shotgun. He'll have 2 wide receivers each side of the football field, and 1 running back, Pollard, set to his left. So Birch on 2nd down, hands off, has Pollard. He is hit and driven back. No gain on the play. Rebels stand him up and drive him back. In fact, I think he lost a yard on the play.
Now he just got a 1st down. He just got a 1st down because Robert Lay, after he was on the ground, came in and kind of piled on, if you will, and they're going to mark him with 15. Ty Noel and others in on that stop. A great defensive stop by West Monroe, but it's going to be a 1st down for the Tigers.
Well, that's a tough break for the Rebels. It would have been 3rd and 11 for Neville, but the 15-yard step off will advance that ball inside the 25 of West Monroe down to the 20, about the 23-yard line of the Rebels, and it's 1st down and 10 there for Neville.
So you had the Rebels fumbled on the opening possession, and now a personal foul giving them a 1st down, much like that drive they scored on where the pass interference gave the Tigers a 1st down.
1 running back, Pollard, with quarterback Taylor Birch is in the shotgun. 1st down at the West Monroe 23-yard line. 3 wide receivers left for the Tigers. 1 man is wide to the right side of the football field, and Birch has the snap and looks to throw and fires. That pass is high. Intended that time for Brandon Calhoun. Looking across the middle, but just sailed high. An incomplete pass will bring it back to the line of scrimmage, the 23. It'll be 2nd and 10 there for Neville with 9:13 to play 3rd quarter and a 23-7 West Monroe lead.
So the Rebel defense really putting themselves in a hole. I guess the offense did initially. But that personal foul, just unnecessary. And the Rebels had 9 penalties in the first half, and now that makes 10 for the game. That's a lot.
Deuce formation Tigers, 2 wide receivers each side of the football field. 1 running back, runner back there with a quarterback, Taylor Birch. There's a man in motion right to left now, and here's the snap to Birch, looking to throw, and he fires for runner, has it the 15. He's down to the 10, and he fights his way to the 5, and he's down there. That is runner who made the catch, a little pass in the right flat, down just outside the 5. Neville has first down and goal to go. The tackle by J.D. Brown for West Monroe.
And that time they just sent runner out of the backfield. The Rebels came with a blitz. He got behind the linebackers, and he was wide open, almost scored on the play. Wasserman trails Carroll 16-6 in the Baby Bayou Classic.
And here at Rebel Stadium with 8:54 left, third quarter, the Rebels a 23-7 lead, but the Tigers knocking at the door to make it closer as they have it first down and goal at the 6-yard line of West Monroe. 1 running back, Pollard to the backfield with Birch, and he'll hand it to Pollard, running straight up the gut, and he barrels his way down about the 3, maybe even the 2-yard line. About to the 2 goes Rico Pollard, taking the handoff out of the shotgun for Birch, right in the center of the field. It'll be second down and goal to go. The Tigers about the 2-yard line of West Monroe.
Chase Gonzalez goes onto the field. I think the Rebels had kind of that 3-5 front, and Dylan Day comes into the ball game for West Monroe. So the Tigers are going with their goal line offense, and the Rebel defense countering as well.
Dylan Day, of course, offensive lineman for the Rebels in there in defense right now. Neville with a tight formation. In fact, a full house backfield on second down, goal to go, 2 yards away from the goal line. Handoff goes to Pollard, running right, battling his way forward down near the goal line. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown Neville. Was Rico Pollard who scored from the left half position out of the full house backfield. And Neville capitalizing on that personal foul penalty against the Rebels and now making it a 23. Well, it says 16, but that's not the right score.
13.
23-13 with the extra point coming, of course, for the Neville Tigers. Let's go to the sidelines. This Teresa Flooring report from Bill.
Well, he came real close to fumbling. I don't know if y'all could see it on the TV7 replay. It looked like we had him cupped at about the 2-yard line. He got loose, tried to dive, and took a lick right at the ball as he went over the goal line, and I thought maybe the ball had been
swinging
loose.
Neville's lining up. They have not lined up. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion. They pitch it out. They're not going to do anything. Rebels have them. We have whistles blowing. I think maybe they stopped play. I'm not sure. They were going for 2 on the conversion.
No swinging gate, except they didn't swing it. They ran the option away from the swinging gate. As we take a look at the touchdown run by runner, kind of feeling his way. The ball comes out, but he's clearly in the end zone when it does.
They called illegal procedure against the Tigers and called that ball dead before the play started. That's too bad for West Monroe because they had stopped the Tigers on the 2-point conversion. Now Neville has a chance to kick the extra point, but they still may be going for the 2-point conversion. They're out back on the 8-yard line now.
Well, the reason why they thought about it was because they're down by 16 before that touchdown. So if they can get 2 here, they can get within 1 touchdown in a 2-point conversion.
Now they'll kick the extra point with the ball on the 8-yard line. Squires with the extra point kick. That kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 7:48 left in the third quarter of the football game, it's West Monroe 23 and Neville 14. A 9-point lead by the Rebels, and we'll be back. Well, the Rebels about to get the football for the second time in the second half. They fumbled it away to Neville and their opening possession. Neville capitalized and took it down for a score, and we have a game. It's 23-14, a 9-point lead for the Rebels. Jim, you got that scoring summary.
Six plays, 37 yards. It only took 1 minute 50 seconds. Runner with a 2-yard touchdown run. And the big play in that drive really was a personal foul penalty called against Robert Lay after the Rebels had stopped Neville, and they were facing 3rd and 11.
Deshaunty Taunton deep for the Rebels in this kickoff return. He'll take the ball. He will not be able to bring it out of there. Took it right on the goal line. In fact, about 1 yard deep. And, of course, you can't bring it out of the end zone in high school football. So the Rebels get it out on their own 20-yard line with a first down and 10 yards to go. Their second possession of the third quarter. But the Tigers have made it a ball game now, trailing 23-14. Let's take a Teresa Flooring sideline report from Bill. Teresa Flooring, professional decorating consultants, always there for your needs. Bill?
Well, guys, if the first drive of the third quarter wasn't big, this one certainly is. 1st and 10 from the 20. West Monroe needs to get some first downs and eat the clock and try to get back to that methodical way of moving the football that they had in that first quarter.
Rebels out of the eye. Powell and Kane stacked in the eye behind Turner from the 20-yard line. Turner fakes, back to throw the football, but in trouble and down. He'll lose 5 yards back at the 15-yard line. Turner faked inside, tried to go back for the play-action pass, but the Tigers, a good play by defensive end Duke Guillory back there to get the sack on Turner. The Rebels lose 5 to the 15, and it's 2nd down and 15 yards to go.
And they were going to throw the ball. And they had Cody Stone wide open.
Absolutely.
But Paul Turner didn't have enough time to even look down the field, much less throw the football. It looked like Landon Thompson just came off the end unblocked on the play, and Andrew Bryan just missed him. Had he made that block, that might have been 6.
2nd 15, Rebels at the 15-yard line, and here's the option being run by Turner, faking inside and being knocked down now at about the 17-yard line. A couple of tough yards for quarterback Turner, faking off the option and keeping, and stopped there. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 13 yards to go for West Monroe.
The Rays PG in-game scoreboard: Farmerville 26, Homer 20, Sterlington 30, Caldwell 8, Jonesboro Hodge 28, Cedar Creek 21. A big play coming up for West Monroe.
Obviously a big 3rd down play here. 3rd and long. 3rd and about 12 or 13 yards needed for the 1st down. Reeves is in the backfield along with Turner in the gun. Quarterback Paul Turner gets the direct snap. Going to run the ball straight up the gut to the 20. He's out to the 23-yard line, and down he goes there. The Rebels will have to punt the football.
He's hurt, guys.
Let's hope that he's okay as one of his teammates helps him up, Bill.
He's got a bad ankle. It was taped in the first half. And he's been on that ankle the whole time, and he's hobbling off, and he really is. He's hurt. That could be huge in this football game with 6:07 and counting here in the 3rd quarter.
Indeed. Sammer Maju stands back at the 10 now to punt the football to get the pass from center. And there's a timeout in the game.
Yeah, that's the mandatory water break, 6 minutes into the quarter.
We'll say we'll pause. We'll be back. 23-14, the Rebels. You're listening. Sammer Maju in punt formation. Ian Levine will be the deep man for the Neville Tigers. He's back around his own 45 to await this punt as Maju will receive the pass from center at his own 10-yard line. The Rebels 3 and out on the 2nd possession of the 2nd half. They'll wait for the snap. There's the pass from center. The kick away by Maju. Kicking away and a good kick. That ball is going to be fielded on the bounce back, or they're not going to field. They're going to let it go out of bounds around the 40-yard line or so, and that's where the Tigers will have it. Their own 40. 1st down and 10, just inside the 40-yard line as they Maju a good punt, Jim, as they kicked it away from the return man to the far side of the field.
About 35 yards, 36 yards, but the most important thing, no return, because he kicked it away from the single. You know, that's the problem when you only have one man back on those punt returns. When you can directional kick it and punt it and kick it away from that returner, it's hard for him to get there and get his hands on the ball.
5:37 left, 3rd quarter. Big possession here for Neville. 1st down, their own 40-yard line. Pollard in the backfield along with quarterback Taylor Birch. 2 wide receivers each side of the field. Birch quickly looking to throw, and he fires, and his pass is off the mark and incomplete. Receiver went one way, the ball the other. That was intended for Diaz, but he had turned the other direction. It'll be 2nd and 10 Neville back at their own 40-yard line.
Well, it may have been that Birch just smartly threw that one away because a runner ran a little curl. He was covered, and Diaz ran down the field and good coverage on him, and so Birch chose just simply, I think, to throw it away.
Birch is facing pretty good pressure, too, from that Rebel front 4. Taylor Birch again in the shotgun formation. Look at the Neville bench to get the play. 2 wide receivers again, both sides of the football field. Same formation in the gun. Birch gets a snap, big rush. They set up a screen. That ball is dropped, incomplete. Rebels were there anyway. If they completed the pass to Pollard, he probably would have lost yardage on the play. They'll bring it back to the 40, the line of scrimmage, and Neville will have 3rd down and 10 there.
And Paul Turner on the sidelines, jumping up and down, trying to loosen up that ankle.
Well, guys, here's the word on Paul Turner. Can't hurt it any worse. His problem is, and that was from Kurt Frenham, can't hurt it any worse. The problem is he can't cut on that ankle. Can't cut on.
That's not good.
Here's Neville, 3rd and 10, their own 40-yard line. Taylor Birch gets the snap and looks to throw the football. He's second to firing way down the field. A man is out there, and he has it at the 20, and he's down to the 15-yard line. That's Jeremy Runner, behind the Rebel defenders, made the catch of the pass of the 20. He is down at about the 16-yard line of West Monroe, and it's a first down there for the Neville Tigers.
And Taylor Birch aired that one out about 50 yards in the air, and Runner just simply ran by Jacob Tyson on the coverage, and Birch had the arm to get it to him.
What an unbelievable play by the Tigers. A huge play by Neville, and first down at the 16-yard line of the Rebels on that pass from Taylor Birch to Jeremy Runner.
And there's a problem with the chains, and I think the chains have gotten tangled up over there. And until they can get it set, the Rebels' defense kind of gets a much-needed break.
And, Bill, chance to check in with you in this Teresa Flooring report.
Well, it's too tight for me down here. I'll be real honest with you now. The Rebel defense, when they came back on this series, Coach Arnold said, let's go back to what we started. And the first two plays came out great. Third play, we'll let them get behind us, and they scored us. They scored us pretty big.
First down 16, big rush. Birch sets up a screen, has a man, but he's in trouble. He's got a hit in the backfield, losing yardage way back to the 25-yard line of that completed pass. Great defensive play by the Rebels that are there to make the tackle.
Blake Bosley, I keep calling him Bosley, but Blake Bosley with an outstanding play. Great pressure by Gonzalez, but then Bosley was there, and an outstanding play by that senior safety, Blake Bosley.
The pass ball back to the 25. They lose about 9 yards on that play to make it second down 16. They completed the screen pass, but lose 9. Here's Neville operating their own 25. Birch gets the snap, looks to throw, setting, looking, throwing it down around the end zone. This pass deep in the end zone is intercepted. Rebels have in the end zone. They'll have the football out of the 20. That's Getrick, Terrence Getrick with an interception deep in the end zone. The Rebels get it out on the 20-yard line.
You know what the Tigers have done? That's the second time. The last time they scored a touchdown, they look like they're throwing the little short screen, but they're sending one of the receivers down the field, and that time Birch just laid it up. Getrick read it, and he made a nice break on the ball. A big play for West Monroe.
Indeed.
He's done a really good job covering the deep pass, and that one was just perfectly executed by Getrick.
Turner is in at quarterback. Rebels on the 20 with a touchback after the interception by Getrick. First down play for Paul Turner. He'll run the option, and he will fake it inside and keep it himself and battle his way across the 25 to the 27-yard line. How about that by the young man with a hurt foot? He advances it for 7 yards, and a late flag has gone down.
And if it's against West Monroe, that's going to maybe kill this drive. Wayne Hendricks down there blocking, Bill.
Well, I think number 26 tried to tackle him, but, they only see the end of the play when Wayne pounced on top of him. We'll just have to see. It was just a block. I really don't understand why the flag was thrown. I mean, Wayne was just blocking downfield.
Personal foul called against Neville and West Monroe. So that's the, that's...
Yeah. If you're going to throw it, you got to do it. It's got to be somebody.
But I tell you what, getting back to the last play, the option that Paul Turner pitched it at the last minute to the running back, that would have been 6. Nobody else there. Once they collapsed on Paul about 7 yards down the field, he still had his tailback running wide open.
The offsetting penalties after the play was blown dead, so the play counted. The Rebels got 7 yards on the play. It is 2nd and 3 out to the 27. Powell and Talton in the backfield behind the quarterback, Paul Turner. 2nd down 3. Turner takes that ball, fakes. He's going to run it himself and get out near first down territory around the 30-yard line. He looked for the fullback the wrong direction, just kept it. I think he may have the first down beyond the 30-yard line. He's very near it anyway.
All he has to do is touch it, and it does. It's a first down. It's a first down on the busted play. Doncorius Powell went right, and the option was run to the left. Paul's out there holding the ball, as we see on the replay, for the fullback, and the fullback's just simply not there. Good presence of mind by Turner to go forward and knife for the first down.
Indeed. He got the first down of 3 yards. First down, the Rebels at their own 30-yard line. Pretty tight formation this time out of the backfield. They'll run the option again and pitch it out, and that'll be Talton running right. Tees out to the 35-yard line and knocked down just across the 35 near the 36-yard line is Tashadi Talton. Taking the pitch off the option, as both Jim and Bill have mentioned during the game. Turner just executes that that triple option so well.
Let me tell you what, we talk about this offensive line, but they, believe it or not, they ran behind Cody Stone that time. He's the wide receiver to that side, and they keep running to his side when they want to run the football, and that tells you something about this young man's ability to block.
Rebels have second down 4, football on their own 36-yard line as quarterback Paul Turner runs the option once again, and he will give it to the fullback across the 40. First down run for Bubba Reeves as he bulls his way out to the 42-yard line. Good run by the sophomore fullback Bubba Reeves, taking the first option of that, taking the handoff from Paul Turner, and a first down West Monroe, its own 42, with 2:47 remaining in the third quarter and a 23-14 lead over the Neville Tigers.
We haven't said much about this sophomore, that being Bubba Reeves, but he's really filled a big, important position for West Monroe. Don Corius Powell and Tashadi Talton provide Kane and Bubba with a rest on this play.
The Rebels have sent a couple of receivers wide left. One of those is going to be Dion Fowler. The other is Adrian Manning. High backfield. Powell, the fullback back there, and Talton will be the tailback. Kurt Turner takes the ball, rolls left, wants to throw, looks, looking to run the ball now. He's out to the 45, and somebody got an arm out and tripped him up. He had some running room, all right, Jim, but somebody got an arm out and tripped him up about the 45-yard line, about a 3-yard gain. Jamar Bowie's the guy who made that stop.
And, Bill, to be honest with you, he looked like an old man trying to roll to his left. Yeah. He just simply couldn't run out. He might have scored on this play, but he just couldn't make anybody miss.
Yeah, he's going on sheer guts, and, the only thing you can hope is after this one's over, how long it'll take him to get over this sprain. I mean, it's you can see him just limping around. He's like a racehorse on 3 legs.
Under 2 minutes left in the third quarter now. The Rebels with a 9-point lead. Here's second down, about 7, and a fake by Turner. Keeps it himself, and he drives to midfield into Neville territory. And down to the 48-yard line on a first down run by Turner. Needed 7, got about 8 yards on the play. Faked it, Jim, and just kept it right up the center of the field. Put his head down for the last 2 or 3 yards and bulled his way for the first down.
Well, it was just a great spurt. He was looking. He kind of set up his blockers, and then he just simply dove for about 4 or 5 yards after he was a yard or 2 down the field and picked up the first down. Just what the Rebels need.
A lot of different athletic ability from Paul Turner. He does it all at this quarterback position.
But it's just determination right now.
That's part of it, indeed. First down, Rebels, the 48-yard line of the Neville Tigers. After that run, here's the slot I said left. Turner takes the ball. He will pitch it out, running left. Going to be the tailback, breaking a tackle 45, advancing and trying to get outside and pull down the 43 is Talton. The Shoddy Talton got the pitch, avoided a couple of wave of tacklers right along the line of scrimmage, looked for some running room and still picked up on the play about 5 yards, advancing that thing down to the Neville 43, where to second down and 5.
Well, he came within a whisker, getting to the outside and turning that corner. Christian Lewis favoring his right leg, and I think that's the leg that he had surgery on, so hopefully that young man can kind of work through the pain he's experiencing.
2 receivers are wide right. The Rebels second and 5. The Neville 43-yard line out of the slot I formation. Turner on the option. No, straight ahead give this time to the tailback. That battling for room as Talton won't have it. Knocked down, losing maybe a yard on that play back around the 44. Tashadi Talton battling his way, but the Tigers are there that time and knock him down at the 44-yard line.
And the Rebels will have to run this play because the third quarter will not end. There's about it will now. They set the 25-second clock a little late, so the Rebels can let the clock run out in the third quarter, and they'll take a 9-point lead into the final period of play.
And we'll be back with that final period of play from Rebel Stadium as West Monroe and Neville playing for the first time since 2000. And after 3 quarters of play, it's the Rebels 23 and the Neville Tigers 14. You're listening to West Monroe Rebel football. Back at Rebel Stadium and ready to begin the final period of play. Frank Hoffman, Jim Nars, Bill Nars, Stanley Doopy, Cynthia Holliday will you. As we begin the final period, the Rebels have the ball in Neville territory, the Neville 44-yard line, and it is third down and about 6.5 yards needed for the first down.
Well, the Rebels want a first down here in the worst way.
Big third down play as quarterback Paul Turner is down in the center, pitches out, running right side of the ball to the 40, stops shy of the first down stick at the 40-yard line as Tyler Kane. It was just a sweep right. He pitched it out and ran right. And it's going to be fourth down and 2 yards to go, Jim, for the Rebels at the Neville 40-yard line. And I don't see the punting team going on.
It's going to be a long 2 yards, though. They've got to get inside the 38. The ball is resting right at the 40-yard line. Big Big play.
Big play, obviously, for the Rebels. Powell and fullback, Kane at tailback. Need 2 yards, maybe, as Jim just said, a little more than 2. They're at the Neville 40-yard line, 4th down play, and here we are. Paul Turner barking signals. Turner with a long count for West Monroe. Still barking those signals at the line of scrimmage. Now he takes the ball and fakes it inside and pitches out, and the Rebels are going to be close. They're going to be close down around the 38-yard line. Defensive spot of the football. Pitched it out to the trail man.
I don't think he got it, guys. I don't think he got it.
Well, that was a great play by the Neville corner or safety to come up and roll up Tyler Kane there. It's about as well as you can run the option, but it was defended well, and they didn't get it.
They didn't get it, and I thought that they had caught Neville offsides. I thought they had drawn him offsides into the neutral zone, didn't get the flag, and they decided to run it anyway.
It was Jamar Bowie who came up to make the tackle from the cornerback spot, and indeed, as Jim said and Bill said, also a great tackle that Bowie provided there, and Neville with a huge play will take over the football. 1st down and 10, their own 38-yard line with 11:10 left in the game.
But not a bad drive by West Monroe. They took it from their 20 all the way into Neville territory, chewed up a lot of clock, and they still possess a 9-point lead, 23-14.
Taylor Birch and company for the Neville Tigers at their own 38-yard line. Birch in the gun. Takes the snap, looks to throw and fires, and that ball is incomplete. Off the fingertips of Jeremy Runner. He was headed one direction, the ball the other, and he just couldn't quite bring it in.
And Blake Bosley on the coverage. I'm now told it's Bosley, correct, Stanley? Bosley? Sorry about that, Blake. His dad is Wes, you told me. So I apologize to Wes and Mom, too.
5'11", 173-pound senior defensive back.
We jumped offsides again.
And it was 2nd and 10, but they have thrown the flags and blown the whistles and stopped playing. A 5-yard step off against the Rebels will advance it beyond the Neville 40-yard line to the 43. And there they have 2nd down and 5 yards to go.
Goodness gracious.
11:07 remaining in the game on a 23-14 lead for West Monroe.
Well, what the Tigers are doing, they're coming up to the line of scrimmage, they're kind of getting down, but they're not putting their hands down, and then they kind of stand back up and look back at the quarterback, which they can do, and the Rebels, when they stand back up, are drawn off sides.
Quick pass into the right flat for Neville. That ball caught to the 45 midfield. Rebel territory to the 40, 35, 30. They go all the way to the 20. One man back there. They're going to score. The 15, the 10, the 5, and Jeremy Runner has scored for Neville with 10:55 left in this football game. Quick pass into the right flat. He tight-roped the sidelines and took it the distance, and Neville makes it a 2-point game, or actually right now a 3-point game with the extra point coming.
That was a little slip screen, Bill, and not a lot of room over on the Neville sidelines. Reminiscent, I think, of 2006 against Sulphur when they threw a little pass over there. He got a couple of blocks. Jacob Tyson missed a tackle, and the rest of the Rebels just couldn't get there.
Well, this is completely turned this ball game around. There's no question about it. As Neville attempts the point after touchdown, it will draw them within 2 points with 10:55 left in the 4th quarter. What a turnaround. Nothing from West Monroe in the second half. And 13 points from Neville in the 3rd quarter. It's blocked.
He can pick it up, Kenny.
Rebel's going to try to pick it up, and the ball is now it's going to be blown dead. And it is blocked, though, as the Rebels, I think J.D. Brown blocked the extra point, so the extra point try is no good. It remains a 3-point game with 10:55 left in the game. It's West Monroe 23 and Neville 20. We'll get it to Jeremy Runner, and a great run by Runner, and Neville has made it a 3-point game. Jim, you have the Mason Pharmacy summary.
2 plays, 62 yards, a 57-yard touchdown run. The other 5 plays, courtesy of the offside penalty by West Monroe, and this ball game has gotten tight.
Still almost 11 minutes left in the game as the Neville Tigers kick it off to West Monroe. It'll be fielded by Talton. He's on the 1-yard line. He'll bring it back 5. He's at the 10. Talton out near the 15-yard line, and he's going to go down about the 18-yard line. The Shoddy Talton for the Rebels out to the 18, maybe the 19. That's where the Rebels take the football, 1st and 10, holding a 3-point lead and 10:48 left. Teresa Flooring, they also do custom-built showers. Let's go to Bill to this Teresa Flooring report. Bill, are you there?
I'm here, Frank, and just trying to hear what some of the offensive coaches are saying. And I mean, this is critical. Biggest drive maybe of the ball game. We talked about it, the opening drive, but now here we are, three points up 10:48 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
Rebels are close enough to the 20 to call it the 20-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. Turner takes the ball. He's back to throw. He has time and throws it upfield. This pass
out of bounds.
Was incomplete across the far side of the football field, intended for Fowler, but thrown out of bounds. They'll bring it back to the 20. It'll be 2nd and 10 there for the Rebels.
And so the Rebels trying to complete their first pass of the ball game. We've got a raised PJ in-game scoreboard. Richwood 12, Bastrop 10.
Wow.
Ouachita 28, Rayville 8, Winfield 27, and West Ouachita 13, and Sterlington 37, Caldwell Parish 8.
Where's that Bastrop-Richwood game? Where are they in that game? Did they say?
I think it's the second half, obviously.
Richwood, of course, visits here against the Rebels next Friday night. 2nd and 10, Rebels, their own 20-yard line. Turner takes the ball, pitches out, running right. Tyler Kane trying to turn the corner. He's going to be hit and dropped to the 22. A couple of hard yards. Make that Talton. Tashadi Talton running for 2 yards. Taking the pitch and running right. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Rebels at their own 22-yard line.
After 3 quarters, the Rebels 251 yards of total offense to 151 for Neville. 18 first downs to 9. They've dominated time of possession, 24 minutes to 12, but as we started the fourth quarter, the Tigers got right back into this ball game with a 65-yard pass from quarterback Taylor Birch to Jeremy Runner.
Tyler Kane is a tailback. Down under center is quarterback Paul Turner. Fullback is offset to the left. 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the 22. Turner's rolling left to throw the football. Looking upfield, firing way upfield. This pass way up the field on the far sidelines is going to be incomplete and out of bounds across the side, intended for Manning.
I tell you what, and Manning took a shot from one of the players on Neville's bench as he ran. The ball was well over his head and out of bounds, but he was running for it, and he took a shot out of bounds. Incompletion. Rebels have to punt and give it right back to the Tigers.
3 and out for the Rebels. It's 4th and 8. The ball at the 22-yard line. So we'll see Saramaju come on to punt the football. And Ian Levine will be deep for the Neville Tigers. The Rebels a 3-point lead in this football game. After leading 23-7 at halftime, there's a snap of the throw by Maju. Levine's going to let it bounce at about the 45-yard line of Neville, and it'll bounce down around the 40. And go dead just inside the 40, back around the Neville 39-yard line. That's where the Tigers will take the football. They'll have it 1st down and 10 with 9:37 left in the game, trailing the Rebels 23-20. Let's head to the sidelines and Bill Norris on his Teresa Flooring sideline report.
Well, you know, it was billed as a big football game, and that it is. It's been all that we wanted it to be. Of course, if you're a West Monroe fan, you're a little on the edge of your seat. As Jim said, it looked like it was too easy. We knew it wouldn't be that way. And now we come down to it, 23-20 with 9:37 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Neville at their own 39, 1st down and 10. One running back will be Pollard in the backfield, I think, with quarterback Taylor Birch. He's in the shotgun, gets the snap and backs to throw and fires it way up the field. This pass is incomplete. Double coverage on the intended receiver out there, who was Diaz. A long incomplete pass will bring it back to the Neville 39, where it is 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
And I tell you, Neville just keeps taking shots down the field, and they've got the athletes to do so, and they've got a quarterback who can get it there. You know, you might look bad on one play, 2 pass plays, but they've still got that 3rd play that they can throw it, and if they complete it, you know, they keep the chains moving or maybe even score.
Lots of time left in this football game. 9.5 minutes left in the contest. 2nd and 10 Neville. Birch over the middle. Has a man at the 45. Runs to the field. 45, runner 40. He's loose to the 30. He's at the 20. One man to get to him. Can't do it. 10-5 touchdown. Jeremy Runner again for the Neville Tigers.
Well, he just caught a little curl route, and then he cut across the field, picked up a block, and broke a tackle. And once he got to the sideline, you're not going to catch him.
Wow, Jeremy Runner has given Neville the lead with 9:21 left in this football game. Let's go to the field. Here's Bill.
Well, what can you say? Jim said it all. They've got the athletes to do it. And if you can't cover, if you get out of an alignment, you miss an assignment, they can take it to the distance, and they can do it in a hurry. Now we see ourselves on the bottom end of a 3-point deficit.
Absolutely, Bill. Jeremy Runner's done it twice in a row now for these Neville Tigers, and here's Squires for the extra point. The Tigers have a 3-point lead. Squires will try to make it 4. Neville leads for the first time in the game, and before the snap of the football, flags are down and whistles are blowing, and a penalty is going to be assessed.
I think the Rebels jumped off sides again. You know, the Rebels led 20-0. They were up 23-7. And the Tigers have come back with a 19 unanswered. And with this extra point, 20 unanswered points. And you've got a shock Rebel stands right now.
9:21 left, plenty of time left, but Neville has certainly turned the momentum in this football game as Squires prepares for the extra point again before the snap. The officials jump in.
Another two-play, 61-yard scoring drive, and it was easy. Just Birch to Runner.
Both scores, the last two.
Runner has 126 yards in receiving on his last two receptions. And I think Neville may go for it now.
But Jim, they have a 3-point lead. If they go for it, they have a 5-point lead. I would be surprised.
Well, they need to kick the extra point, but they sent a different man on the field. I'm not sure why.
Yeah. They still are in the extra point formation. I think they will allow Squires to try the extra point. There's the snap, the placement, the extra point by Matthew Squires is in the air, and the kick is good. The Neville Tigers have a 4-point lead with 9:21 left in the game after trailing the Rebels 20-0 early in this game. We'll return with the exciting 9 minutes and 21 seconds left. It's Neville 27, the Rebels 23. Well, the Neville Tigers have made an amazing comeback in this football game, and now they have the lead. But there's plenty of time, and the Rebels, Jim, a chance to do exactly the same thing and come back themselves now. 9:21 to play.
Yeah, but all the momentum's with Neville. They seem unstoppable offensively here in the second half.
Here's the kickoff of the Neville Tigers. Going to be fielded by Kane, I think, back around the 3-yard line to the 5, 10, 15. Tyler Kane, 20, breaks loose, 25, 30. He spins away from one man near the 30 and goes to the 35, 36-yard line. And down he goes there. Tyler Kane with a good kickoff return to the Rebel 36-yard line. But the West Monroe Rebels have it first down and 10, but now trailing the Tigers with 9:08 to play in the game by 4, trailing 27-23.
And Paul Turner on probably 1.5 legs.
Wheel and a half, yeah.
Has to try and get this Rebel offense moving.
The Rebels send Cody Stone wide to the right side of the field. Deion Fowler goes left. Everybody split out wide, and in the shotgun is junior quarterback Paul Turner. Their own 36-yard line. Turner's going to take the football. Shovel pass out ahead, but not much on the play as the Tigers make the tackle on Talton right along the 38-yard line. A couple of yards and heavy traffic in the shovel passes. Turner rolled left and shoveled the ball forward to Tashadi Talton, who is brought down about the 38. The gain is 3 on that completed pass. It is 2nd and 7 there for West Monroe.
You know, the Neville Tiger defense has really played well here in the second half. There's been one drive by the Rebels. They took it at their own 20, went to about the 35-yard line of Neville, but that's really the only time they've moved the ball here in the second half.
Rebels go back to the shotgun, the I backfield this time as Reeves is in at fullback. Talton, the tailback, I believe, as Turner barks signals 2nd down 7. Turner fakes, rolls right to throw, sets and fires near sideline. That ball is caught by Stone, the 48, down to the Neville 45, breaks the tackle, and now down at the 40-yard line of the Neville Tigers is Cody Stone of the Rebels. Beautiful pass from Turner to Stone, and a first down to the Neville 40-yard line.
And the first completed pass of the night for the Rebels.
And it was a big one, Jim, on a first down to the Tiger 40 as Cody Stone, the junior wide receiver, wide open and got the pass delivered from Paul Turner. We watch it on the TV 17 replay. You can see this game in its entirety on Tuesday night right there on TV 17, Cable 78. First down, Rebels on Neville 40-yard line, and a give inside. No, Turner fakes and keeps it. He blasts his way down inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. 6 yards. Great momentum by Turner as Simeon Stevenson got an arm out, but it's a gain of 6. The Rebels have 2nd and 4 at the Tiger 34-yard line.
Of course, the Rebels down by 4, 27-23. 7.5 minutes to go in quarter number 4.
Need the touchdown. From the Neville 34-yard line, the ball near the center of the football field. 2nd down, about 4 yards to go, Rebels. Turner has Powell and Kane behind him this time. A slot left. Pitch it out. Kane running right. He's down to the 30-yard line, and he'll be stopped right along the 30. He fumbled the ball. He did, and Neville has recovered, and they have the ball at the 37-yard line of Neville. The Tigers have recovered the football. It looked as if Kane had the first down. Down around the 30-yard line, lost a handle on the ball, and the Tigers a huge break, and Neville a first down at their own 37-yard line.
And now the Tigers have a chance, if they can score, to maybe put this game out of reach.
Unbelievable. Let's check in with Bill on this Teresa Flooring sideline report.
Hard to tell. I thought that he did fumble the ball, guys. Normally I kind of err on the side of caution, but I thought he coughed the football up. And that's unfortunate because Kane has run hard tonight. But now, onus back on the defense. I think you just got to try to keep this Neville team out of the end zone here. Get the ball back as quick as possible.
7:06 left in the football game. The Tigers a 27-23 lead. They trail 20-0 in the first half.
Well, wait a minute now. They didn't like the fact that the 25-second clock was running down, and so they got a new 25-second clock.
Now, that's unfortunate.
Player and official stopped. No penalty assessed. First down Neville. It's on 37-yard line.
The Rebel defense needs to come up with a stop or maybe the turnover.
Trips right, 3 wide receivers right for Neville as quarterback Taylor Birch takes it and hands off. Running play inside across the 40. Tackle broken to the 45. Out of the 47 is Pollard. Rico Pollard advances that thing for about 9 yards. He's brought down by Jordan Allen, the Rebels, near the 47-yard line. Going to be second down and less than a yard needed for the first down for Neville.
And the Rebels selling out, trying to rush the quarterback, and they popped a little draw inside, and Pollard almost broke that one for 6.
Tyler Buford in the game at the running back spot alongside quarterback Birch. Second down, about a yard to go for the Neville Tigers. 3 wide receivers to the right side. 1 man is wide left. They look at the bench to get the play. Birch awaiting the snap, has the ball. Quick fake, pass into the flat on the right side is incomplete. Well, intended for runner out there. They tried to make the play happen quickly after faking the football. Now it is third down and a yard to go for Neville. The football on their own 46-yard line.
Mosley coming out of the ball game. He had a chance. He was going right at runner. He was blocked as he was trying to make the play. He had a chance had he seen the football to maybe pick it off. And now the goal line offense comes in for Neville, and the goal line defense, well, they can't quite get on the field for West Monroe. They're trying. I think the Rebels have too many guys on the field.
Third down, Neville in a very tight formation, and now the officials are stopping play because the Rebels are asking for timeout. I think you're right, Jim. They may have had too many men on the field. Not sure.
And that's a big timeout because the Rebels are down, and that's their first of the second half.
We'll take it to be back. It's Neville 27, the Rebels 23. You're listening to Rebels. Both teams gathered around their coaches. Big play coming, Bill. Third down, a yard to go for the Rebels, for the Neville, at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, and you would think the way that they're playing defense, if they don't get it by some hook or crook, they probably punt it away, but you never know. We'll have to see. Watch them try to draw West Monroe offside.
Power formation, Neville, and a full house backfield behind Birch. They need a yard. A flag goes down before the snap of the football. I think the Tigers jumped. This is going to be a 5-yard step off against the Neville Tigers. They jumped. A legal procedure call. They'll move it back 5 yards. A false start. Move it back to the Neville 41-yard line. And now instead of 3rd and 1, it's 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
And so the personnel for both teams changes again. They go from their goal line offenses and defenses to the spread formation.
All this comes with 6:19 left in the game. Now a 27-23 Tiger lead. Here's Birch in the backfield in the shotgun for Neville. They need to go to their own 47-yard line for the first down. They have it back around their own 41. There's the snap to Birch. He looks to throw it. He fires it up the field. This pass is away, and it is incomplete. Great coverage by the Rebels back around the 30-yard line. That was Gettrick, Terrence Gettrick, with a defensive play. Covering his man beautifully, and an incomplete pass makes it 4th down and 6 for the Tigers. I assume they'll punt it away.
And Tiger fans are begging for a penalty flag, and they've gotten their share tonight called against West Monroe. They weren't going to get one there.
And so the Tigers will be in punt formation, and Tyler Kane, the dangerous return man for West Monroe, goes back. He'll stand back around his own 15, 17, 18-yard line, awaiting the punt. 6:12 left in the ball game as the Tiger punter Reagan Wise comes on to punt the football. Wise at his own 29 to receive the pass from center. There's the snap and the kick away by Wise. He barely got it away, but he did. Kane's under it at his own 20. Hit immediately, and down at the 20-yard line is Tyler Kane.
And he got nailed by number 26 for Neville. That's going to be, is that Brandon Walker? And I tell you, Ty Noel came within a whisker of blocking that punt.
Rebels came awfully close, but they got it away, and then the Tigers with a good tackle at the 20-yard line. The Rebels have 80 yards to go, actually 79 as they put it down on the Rebel 21-yard line. That's with 6:04 left in the game, and the Rebels trailing the Tigers 27-23.
The Rebels had a nice drive going the last time they had the football, but a fumble, as we've got another timeout for a water break.
We'll keep it here this time during the water break. We may take one and send to the sidelines, and Teresa Flooring report from Bill Nars. Bill?
Well, 6:04 in the game, guys. And, you know, number one team in the state. You're ranked in the USA Today. You got a quality opponent at home. And one of the things that the coaching staff talked about this week was an old familiar saying from the Under Armour group, protect this house. And this is part of that challenge right here. You got the ball, 6 minutes left, plenty of time. You need to find it somewhere inside of you to put together a drive, put this ball in the end zone, and cap off a really, really great football game.
You know, we had some questions, excuse me, Frank, about these two teams. We know the opponents last week. We didn't know how good Ouachita was. We don't think Lee's was very good. And we were trying to decide, you know, just how good is Neville or West Monroe. And I think we've answered that question. That question's been answered. They're both pretty good. And Neville is as good as everybody advertised they were before this game started.
Certainly been a game of two halves. The Rebels with such a tremendous first half performance, especially the first quarter and a half or so. But Neville, you got to give him credit, have made a great comeback in this thing. And here we go. West Monroe's football. First down and 10, its own 21-yard line. 6:04 to play in the game and trailing by 4. High backfield behind quarterback Paul Turner. A man in motion right to left for the Rebels is one of the wide guys. Here's Turner with a long count. Takes the ball, pitches out right side. It's going to be Kane sweeping in trouble and losing yardage back around the 15-yard line.
It's Talton.
It's Talton. Ashadi Talton took the pitch, sweeping right, and the Tigers were there. The Rebels lose about 5 and maybe 6 yards on that play. Back to the 15. It has got to be second down and 16 yards to go for West Monroe.
Boy, that's not what you wanted on first down on the drive of the ball game. And the Rebels look a little bit confused. Finally, the play coming in. And they're trying to get the right personnel on the field. They finally do, and they've got 13 seconds on the play clock, and they better hurry.
They'll have to hurry as they come to the line of scrimmage. Kyler Kane's in the game at tailback. Reeves is the fullback. Turner down under at quarterback, second down, 16. Here's Turner. He'll take the ball and fake rolls left. Sets to throw. Looking, throwing it way up the near sideline. That pass, Kane cannot hold it. In and out of his hands at the 40. Wide open was Tyler Kane, and it hit his fingertips.